Streaming. I think we should be live right about now. There we go.
Fantastic.
Right, well, lads, welcome to the stream. We've had a little bit of technical difficulties today. As you can see, Hal is not on the screen, but he is here. Do you want to say hi, Hal?
Hi, Hal. I am definitely here. It's a shame I've made quite a lot of effort, as you can see me.
Yeah, I can see you, yeah. You've got some lovely shirts there, as usual.
Galore. Yeah, picked out some real beauties, but you'll never see them.
What we can do, though, is you can tweet it out, and people can see from there, can't they?
You could maybe take a screenshot of me, and you could put that in.
Do you want me to take a screenshot? I will do. 2 minutes.
Can you actually put that in the black hole where my face should be?
No. Well, actually, that's a very good point, mate. Very good point,
Nick.
It's
better than looking at nothing.
Yeah, exactly. That is a great point. Welcome to the stream, everyone, by the way. King Liam, Bradders, very good, thank you. Bradders is asking, how are you boys? How are we, Hal?
Yeah, we're pretty good. Very pleased to be back watching the Blades. The game is 3 minutes 46 old. That's what I've got. Anyway, you're probably way ahead of me.
Where are we? Let me have a look. I'm not even on the game. Right, I am on 3 minutes 55, and Lundstrom's just passed it to Baldock.
Absolutely. Blades on the attack. First attack of the game. You've missed nothing as you just join us on that right-hand side, putting it in dangerous position, cleared away by Preston. Already similar to the Derby game by the looks of it, Nick.
Yeah. It's nice to see Lundstrom. That's what I was going to say before the game started, but obviously we are well behind. But yeah, great to see Lundstrom. I'm excited to see what he does today.
Well, shall we run through the team? Do you want me to do the Preston team after you've done the Blades team?
Yes, no worries. Just 1 second. Right, so we have Wes Fotheringham in the net again. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe it's just he knows that Rambo's going to be his number one, or Rammers, sorry, is going to be his number one, so he's giving Fotheringham a little bit of game time.
Well, there's also because Rammers is away on international duty.
Of course he is, under 21s. You're absolutely right. Do you think that he would have played Ramsdale today?
100%.
Yeah. Probably so, mate. Probably so. Oh, Jesus.
I know.
Fotheringham then.
Taking too long, dilly-dallying on the ball, allowing a Derby striker to close him down and just clearing it away up to halfway, and the Blades have possession back.
Silly sausage. Right, so we've got Fotheringham in the goal, Basham, Jagielka, Robinson. I'm really struggling to read this. I might have to look at it on Flash Score. Baldock, that is Keane Bryan, am I correct, at left wing back?
You are. I mean, I can read the team out if it'll help you.
Go for it.
All right, so you're correct with Keane Bryan on the left wing back position. In the midfield, Lundstrom, Ollie Norwood in that deep line playmaker role, Ben Osborne back on that left-hand side of central midfield. Up front, Billy Sharp and Ollie McBurney.
Oh, Ollie McBurney. Did they even sing
injured.
that? He's definitely not injured. No. I when I was singing it, then I don't think I'd ever heard it being sung before. It was, especially with my voice.
Well, yeah, it's a voice. Preston North End, if you're interested, their team is different. It's not one I'm particularly familiar with. Hudson in goal. Then I'll just do this in numerical order. Pearson, Bauer, Davis, Johnson, Rafferty, Hughes, Ledson, Barkhausen, Scott Sinclair, and Bowden.
Excellent. I don't think I've heard of any of those.
Well, you know Scott Sinclair. Barkhausen, very tall striker. Johnson, really dynamic winger. Pearson, former Man United youth player Ben Pearson. Patrick Bauer, who's played for Charlton. Bowden's quite exciting as well. On the bench, they've got Ripley, Fisher, Story, Huntington, Earl, Bayliss, Harrop, Gallagher, Potts, O'Reilly, Baxter, Walker, and Stockley.
Excellent.
That's a bigger bench than our entire squad.
Yeah. We've not got a big squad, have we? We struggling in the squad department.
Oh, I like how you've managed to get me on, even though I'm look like I'm just frozen in time. It's better than nothing.
Yeah, it is definitely better than nothing. Yeah, I tried to do a few different workarounds, but yeah, it's just just not happening.
That's what I wanted to show you as well. Oh, I'll have to save that till the next watch along we do.
Fair enough, fair enough. That's going to really annoy me though that I don't know what it is. But,
Well, you know what? You might have. We'll have another go at half time. Shall we say that?
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good.
That's
So
fair.
we've got 47 people watching. Welcome to the stream, guys. Let me just grab the chat. Whittam, yes, one of my mates, Carl Whittam's here. Crazy Legs, welcome. He's saying hello, fellas. Futuristic Kangaroo, great name. Hi guys, where are you watching this? It's on the Sheffield United live streaming service. Lee Pitts, you guys disappointed or relieved we didn't spend our limited budget on cash? What do you think, Hal?
I am really quite disappointed, but you can't spend, 14 million on, at best, a rotation right wing back.
Yeah, absolutely. Completely agree. Unless he was going to play right hand side of central midfield, but obviously Sander Berge looks like he's going to be starting there. So
it's a good point, Nick. And actually, I've been really encouraged with Sander Berge's play on that right central midfield position. He's looked so much better since he started there. So yeah, I don't think we'd need Matty Cash to be a first team choice, no matter where he was going to be played as his first choice position. He was going to be a reserve. So it's too much money. And I'm really surprised that championship teams were playing hardball when they've not been earning anything over this COVID pandemic or anything, as I should say, in terms of crowds.
Yeah, very true, very true. Somebody has just mentioned Keane Bryan. I think Keane Bryan might get more chance at least on the bench, if that makes sense. I think you're absolutely right, because we don't want to be playing Osborne at left wing back, so he might bring Bryan into the team a bit more. I thought you might have been quite excited to see Keane Bryan after his kind of last 10-15 minutes of the game against Derby.
Yeah, and with Reece Norrington-Davis going out on loan to Luton, that means our left wing-back position suddenly does actually now have an option, because you're right, I don't want to see Ben Osborne played there. It's not his best position. Ender Stevens, first choice left wing-back. We know our back five ready for the first game of the season. But why not have Keane Bryan if Ender Stevens, God forbid, got a nasty injury? I thought, from what I saw of Keane Bryan, and albeit 10 minutes, he looks excellent.
He did, and it'd be great to see him for 90 today. I hope they don't bring him off, but really, there's not anyone on the bench that's going to fill in there, I don't think. So yeah, as I was just speaking before that, as you were just speaking before that, Ben Osborne made an absolute darting run at their right back and blocked a ball, which was very nice to see.
Blades on the attack again. For those that aren't watching along at the same time as us, we are 11 minutes into this game and already on the attack a few times. Keane Bryan, who we spoke about, playing exactly like Ender Stevens, really, with that quick, incisive passing on the left-hand side, looking for options. It keeps coming back. Bryan's got it again. Will he cross it in? No. Dummies. Lays it back. Gets it back again. Keane Bryan seeing more of the ball in the first 10 minutes here than he see all of last season.
Yeah, was that George Baldock? It was George Baldock just on the left-hand side there. I was like, that looks like Baldock, but what's he doing on the left? That's how we play.
That's how we play. And actually, if you were mentioning the bench and who the options are, we have Verips on the bench, Zach Brunt, Lys Mousset, Gordon, Broadbent, Hackford, the exciting young striker, Sam Graham, and Regan Slater.
Yeah, it's a very young-looking bench, isn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, that's how it's been for pre-season. Let's have a look. There's only really Mousset and Verips, I suppose, that are senior players.
Yeah, you'd absolutely say that. And it was a surprise that Moose wasn't playing in this one and Sharp again starting.
Yeah, Sharp's started every game, hasn't he?
Yeah, and I didn't expect that. You probably want to see more opportunities for other players. I really would like to have seen some of the youngsters get some minutes. We haven't even seen Broadbent, at all. It would have been Hackford. It'd be nice to see what they're about.
Yeah, you liked the look of Hackford, didn't you, before? So it would be nice to see him come on. Has he come on since we've been doing these watch-alongs?
He has not.
No, I didn't think he had. I didn't want to say it just in case he had. He'd come on for like 5-10 minutes at the end of one of the games. But no, I think he came on against Hearts, didn't he?
Good question, well presented.
I think he did. I think he did, because I think I remember seeing pictures of him on the pitch.
Yeah, you're right. Do you know the reason I say I can't recall? I didn't watch that game, so that's why, because no one could. It wasn't streamed, was it? It was the only one we didn't do.
Yeah, exactly. Let us know, by the way, in the chat. We're having to do kind of a workaround today because obviously, for some reason, I can't get Hal's screen on the face. No, that's not right. Hal's face on the screen.
But I have been assured that Nick is constantly trying. So he's if he seems preoccupied, it's because he's desperately trying to get my face to actually be visible. But I mean, I think you get the idea without it.
Yeah, exactly. Someone's asking, is Mcgoldrick injured? Honestly, not sure. Heard a lot of rumours about some players having COVID at one point. But the thing is, he's missed all these games, hasn't he? He's not even been on the bench for any of them. So
it hasn't seemed to be true, those rumours. Jack O'Connell seems like the injury he had at the end of last season, perhaps we rushed him back as we were looking to get into Europe. And maybe now he's just suffering as a result.
Billy Sharp nearly in there, but just going too early. I think he went early and then stopped and then tried to get himself back on side, but just couldn't.
Yeah, he was clearly offside. I'm hearing rumour that Jack O'Connell out till October at least.
Right, okay. It's not the end of the world, is it really? He's one of them players that we would love to have in the starting side, but I'd rather that than the reason why I'm not being playing is because he's leaving or something like that.
Yeah, but when you say not the end of the world, I personally think Jack O'Connell is one of, if not the most important player in our first 11.
I agree, especially after the end of last season. When I said not the end of the world, I just meant I just don't want him to leave the club. Oh, that is the main thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's been a lot of talk about that, hasn't there?
So, Nick, I'm going to ask you a question while we watch this game to think about your favourite ever Blades goal. You don't have to answer now. You can leave it. You can think about it. You can ponder it. You can have more than one. You can throw it out to the chat, whatever you fancy. But while there's very little happening in the game, the ball is still around the midfield area. It's just being passed around. You can think about that, mate.
Yeah. Let me have a think. I've got my go-to goal against us every single time, but there's just so many amazing goals. Michael Brown against Wednesday. One of my favourite. Are we talking favourite as in like moment or kind of the best goal I've seen?
Not the best. It's the one that maybe meant the most to you. I mean, my favourite wasn't necessarily an important goal or a particular screamer. It was just, watching it with my dad at an important time in my life meant a lot. That sort of thing.
All right. Okay. I think for that, I'd probably have to say if it's a great moment, it's got to be Jack O'Connell scoring that goal against Ipswich, last game of the season last season. Second to last game of the season, because then we knew we were promoted.
Yeah. So apart from not being last season or the last game,
yeah,
got that spot on.
Last season, I'm still in last season. Is it? No, I don't know what I'm talking about here. The ramblings of a madman.
Yeah, the mad ramblings of a loon. That was a great moment. I was still in Gibraltar, had to watch it in a bar with a load of Chelsea fans, so that definitely soured my enjoyment.
Yeah, I was there. It was incredible. It was such a great moment. It's the closest I've been to crying happy tears.
I had that against Hull when Unsworth scored. By the way, Blades have a free kick. Ollie Norwood whipping it in. It's not a great delivery. It goes straight out for a goal kick.
Yeah, you are definitely about 2 seconds in front of me, I think.
Oh, yay. That makes a change.
I'm fine with that. It could have been worse. I think technically the best goal I've seen for a player in a Blade shirt, it's got to be Lee Evans against Middlesbrough. Yeah, incredible. The technique, and I think a lot of fans who say that's not one of the best goals haven't played football. Or haven't played football to a standard, because to hit that ball on the volley with his side foot, where it was like he literally picked it out of the sky and then just put it in the top corner, so much pace on it. Yeah, not seen a better goal than that.
Well, maybe we'll see goals this season from the man I'm most excited about, Ollie McBurney. I can see him having a big season. He's just taken a bit of a heavy touch there. He is actually very good at holding up the ball. Preston winning the ball back, and it's again at halfway. It seems to be existing at the halfway line, and Keane Bryan and Ben Osborne linking up nicely again to regain possession. But it's a bit pedestrian at the moment.
Yeah, not a great deal happening, is there really?
passing it around from the back the Blades way, but you'd like to see a bit more incisive passing. Maybe this will be it as Keane Bryan wins the ball, plays a lovely ball forward. That is the best incisive passing we have seen.
Oh, lovely. Ooh, great football there. Great football.
Drilling in a low cross. It was defended at the near post by Bauer for Preston North End. That was the Keane Bryan show.
You love Keane Bryan, don't you?
Well, it's quite exciting because it's a bit like a new signing.
Yeah. Well, that's the only new signing we can get excited about, really, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, the fact that both you and I thought he'd gone, and here he is pulling the strings.
Oh, corner coming in from Norwood. Volley from Lundstrom. It could have come off his arm, but it's too close to be anything like that. Do you know what? Let me just say this. This home shirt is actually growing on me, and I never thought I'd say that.
You're wrong.
Okay.
I don't like it at all. I don't like the layout, the design, the fact that Adidas have kind of done carbon copies for other clubs. I think it's lazy.
Oh, it's definitely lazy. Have you seen the Wolves shirt?
Yeah, that horrible
the away
template.
Shirt.
I don't like it. Yeah, the Sky one, it's awful. Keane Bryan, by the way, won the ball back in midfield, bursting forward, finding Ben Osborne on the left, looking for the give and go. Again, he's always available. And now Ben Osborne's taken up Keane Bryan's position on the left-hand side, plays a lovely, insightful ball into the middle. Ooh. Billy Sharp, though, offside? I'm not sure about that, Nick.
No, I didn't think that were offside either, but I don't think we're going to see... Are we going to see from down the line? I don't think we are. Oh, we are? No, we're not. The instant replays, the cameras aren't in the best of positions, so all we've just seen is a slowed down version of what we saw before that. So yeah, it didn't look offside. Definitely not as offside as the last one was at Sharp, where he got called offside. But we're finding some good passes. We're getting in some good areas now. As when you said it were very pedestrian, it's gone completely the other way now.
Yeah. I did that on purpose, and I'm glad it worked. Because again, United regaining possession. Ben Osborne back to Keane Bryan with a lovely through ball looking for McBurney. Couldn't quite get the touch he wanted, and I think Preston have won that throwing. It was a very heavy touch from Ollie McBurney. Yeah, not what he would have wanted. No.
By the way, if you didn't realise, there's more players playing other than Keane Bryan and Ben Osborne. There's a lot more.
We just haven't seen anything from any of them yet. It's definitely been those two on the left-hand side that see most of the ball as Bryan wins a ball back, and then Johnson regaining possession for Preston as they try and mount their first attack, and Johnson gives the ball away.
Excellent from Lundstrom there.
Late break.
On the break. Baldock looking at... Oh, I don't think he knows what
he doesn't know what he's going to do.
No one's making a run for him.
But there's 6 players in front of him. The cross eventually comes in. It's a header, and it's wide. But you know what, Nick? This is already the most exciting of the friendlies.
Yeah, definitely.
Is it because we're at home?
Possibly. To be honest, I think the Derby game was quite back and forth. I've not seen much from Preston up to now. But in the last 5 minutes, we've had quite a few attacks, played in some nice little through balls and stuff, some quick interplay.
Who do you think are a better side, Derby or Preston?
I can't say up to now. I thought Derby were really poor, to be honest.
Before both games, just from what you've seen of them over the last few years, which team do you think is the stronger side?
I would have said Derby, but I think I'm still thinking of that kind of like the Frank Lampard Derby. With Mason Mount and Harry Wilson and those guys. I don't think it's anywhere near as strong as that now. I don't know what's happening with Wayne Rooney because he didn't play.
Oh, he didn't play, did he? I don't know. I mean, we don't even know what's happening with Mcgoldrick. We can't keep up with other players in other teams. But what I would say is I agree with you. I think on paper, Derby are a much better team than Preston, but Preston, with Alex Neil, have a much better manager. Philip Cocu hasn't proven himself yet, and I think Neil has.
Absolutely, yeah, he's done it a few times, hasn't he? So, he's. I would be happier with I forgot his name, Alex Neil in charge rather than Philip Cocu.
Yeah. But, do you put any sort of stock in the sort of the worse the player, the better the manager?
There's been quite a few occasions, but not really. Do you?
Well, I think Pep Guardiola ruined that. But some of the top managers, Jurgen Klopp, Jose Mourinho, Alex Ferguson, Arsene Wenger. Yeah, quite right. Chris Wilder.
Neil Warnock.
These were not great players, and yet people that have a go that were fantastic players. I'm thinking that Philip Cocu is an example of that. He was a much better player than Alex Neil, for example. That's what made me think of it.
There's also some terrible players that have become terrible managers as well. So
yes,
I think I think you notice it more when it was a really good player.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head, and that is probably what it is.
Yeah, I think I was expecting David Weir to be a really good manager, to be honest. And when we kind of brought him in as manager, I thought this guy's going to know what he's doing, and obviously that didn't work out. I don't know.
No, you're right. I'm with you on that. We completely changed the culture, and he was given the keys to the whole club, and really it was from top to bottom. He was able to run it his way. And the fact that we had to get rid of him so early really financially crippled us, and we'd put all our eggs in the Weir basket. And he's proven since then to be a very good coach, but not a good manager. And the signings he made were poor, and losing Kevin McDonald at such a crucial time and replacing him with Baxter, that was never going to work.
No, and I think the thing was, I think he came out and said that as well, didn't he? That we kind of built the team around Kevin McDonald, and then to lose him so early on, I think we'd only played like one game or something.
Yeah, Kevin McDonald, the kind of player that even if we had him now, would still be good enough.
Yeah, he was a great player. He really was.
Oh, there's a free kick given to Preston North End, a foul by Ollie Norwood, which I have to say on Johnson was never a foul.
No, it didn't look like it from here. We're going to see it again. No, I think it was. Has it been given?
He looks like the rest changed his mind.
No, it was just the camera was in the wrong place.
Yeah, that was never a foul.
I think it was the one before that Ben Osborne where he tried to take his legs and he got away from him. I think they probably brought it back for that one.
Yeah, good to see Preston giving us a bit of a game now, because we were commenting in the Derby match that we hadn't been tested enough in our friendlies.
No, we haven't, and I think just the way that we are closing them down so quickly, they kind of in the first 20 minutes they just weren't expecting. I think now they realise we're bringing more to the game, and that nearly was a really nice ball from that Preston player then.
Yeah, but here we have another Ben Osborne sighting, and he's looking obviously for Keane Bryan, then turns back inside, goes back to Robinson, who's had a steady pre-season.
Yeah, oh, that's a really poor ball. Oh, we got away with it though. Yeah, it's just little balls like that where it's just a bit hard, a bit not on the money, and then a poor touch can just send them away. But it's pre-season after all. Preston's going through it. I really like. Is it Daniel Johnson? Oh, that's a lovely ball through the legs of Keane Bryan. Dink to the back post, but there's no one there for Preston.
Until there was. They've regained possession. It was Lundstrom who gave the ball away, and we haven't been able to regain possession since then. It's been all Preston in the last 30 seconds. They're going to have a goal here. Oh, no, they're not. Where's Fodring? The first save he's had to make in all the games I think we've covered.
And, well, I don't think Ramsdale made a save either in that first game, so that could be the first save of pre-season.
Yeah, if we'd seen the Hearts game, we'd know for sure.
Yeah, but especially the ones that have been televised. But it was straight down his throat. He wasn't going to let that in.
In hindsight, looking back at that was a better chance for Preston than I think we realised at the time. They made the most of a really sloppy overhit pass with no idea where it was going from John Lundstrom. Yeah,
definitely. They've definitely come back into the game in the last 10 minutes.
Do you think that's just rustiness from Lundstrom?
Yeah, of course it is. He's not. I don't think he's even been on the bench in pre-season, so yeah, he's not played for a while. Fair play, let him off.
Barkhausen giving away a free kick. Blades have the ball back on the right-hand side with Baldock going inside. 27 minutes old this game as Jagielka calling for some support, not really getting any. Have to go back to Jack Robinson, and then the Blades are just parked in their own defensive third, but a ball looking to attack on that right-hand side, but actually quite easily defended by Preston, who are going to try and break again, Nick.
Yeah, I wasn't watching that at all. I was messing about with the stream, trying to get it sorted. But Preston on the attack. Preston's had all the ball since, again, we said that we were making some quite incisive passes.
Yeah, I'm only blaming us for that because Ben Pearson, who's a player I really like, number 4 for Preston North End, keep your eye on him. He is there, Ollie Norwood, and he's making things happen until Keane Bryan steps in and wins the ball back, and then very nice, very composed actually as well, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, especially that he's barely had any first team football since he's joined the Blades a few years back. So yeah, I'm enjoying watching him playing football.
And the song we're going for him is Keane Bryan.
Ho, 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 Keane Bryan. That's an excellent ball. Oh, it's a bit...
Is it a bit heavy?
Little bit. Preston's got it on the right. Cross comes in. Cleared by Robinson easily. Straight at him. Back to Ben Pearson. And then someone else.
I should tell you all about the numbers, shouldn't I? Yeah, they're keeping possession, but it looks like a foul. Ref's gonna give that as well on the far right-hand touchline on number 15 for Preston, which is Rafferty. Just couldn't quite get it out of his feet, forced the foul, and they've got a free kick in a semi-dangerous position. You'd sort of say 10 yards away from the corner flag.
Yeah, it's obviously they're going to put the ball in the box from here. Oh, there's not a lot in that. I think Ben Osborne tried to kind of push him a little bit, but I think he might have stood on his foot or something. It can't have been for that little tickle that he just did to him.
I think that, speaking of tickle, I think Johnson is going to tickle this with his left foot, just kind of curl it into the box. He's standing over it with intent. No, it's Rafferty on his right. It's a dangerous ball.
Yeah, thanks,
Nick. Near post, header, cleared away, and Preston have a throw-in.
We did have like 3 men at the front post then, and they had nobody. So I don't know if it was just a poor cross or whether they got the wires crossed, but yeah, there was nobody there at the front post for Preston.
It's actually a Blades throw, and I can't be accused of getting that one wrong because the cameraman is so slow that we didn't actually see how that went out of touch.
Yeah, no, it's really poor.
We are reviewing pre-season the work of the cameramen because that's they're rusty as well. But Bernie's having to come deep to get the ball. He's not seen any of it, and he's won a throw-in in his own half off Johnson and Jack Robinson. No real need for the long throw here. We're half an hour into this game. It's Blades 0, Preston North End 0, and you have to say the Blades started the stronger, but recently Preston have come back into it, the Lily Whites.
Yeah, it's a half of two halves, really, isn't it, up to now?
I don't think I've ever heard that before.
Have you not?
No, I like it, though.
I
was thinking about
the attack again.
I'm usually at a game, so I'm not normally listening to commentary, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, I think it's just me.
Oh, that's a lovely bit of play from Ben Pearson, and Preston on the attack, looking dangerous here on that left-hand side, but it's cleared from Jagielka, then they win it back. Finally, Bash can loop it up into the air, kind of hit and hope, and the hope that it would land on a Blade's foot was not found, and the Preston again have possession back, and they are actually keeping it quite nicely. This is definitely the sternest test we've faced.
Yeah, definitely. I was just going to say, with no disrespect to Preston, but I wonder if Ben Pearson's seeing this as a bit of an audition, because I've heard that we were interested in him probably about a month ago, so maybe he's one of those 5 that Wilder was interested in.
He would be... The only thing I would say about that is he would struggle to get in our team because he is another Sanderberger, Ollie Norwood position.
Is he... I'm not saying he is attacking, but is he more attacking than them or less attacking? What would you say?
He's definitely more attacking than Ollie Norwood.
Yeah. There's...
Blades on the attack, cross from that left-hand side. It's not going to drop kindly, as Preston, through Johnson again, are going to get it clear, and they're going to try and launch an attack here.
Oh God. Preston are through, one-on-one. Oh,
he's hit the post!
What happened?
Well, the cameraman decided to cut away, the director, I should say, cut away, just as the ball bounced off the post and fell to Barkhausen, 10 yards out, and we still don't know what happened.
No. He cut away just when he hit the ball. I think the cameraman just assumed... That's terrible from Basham, though. He completely missed the ball there. That is a miss.
Oh, he's missed it.
So Sinclair had a shot across the goalkeeper. It hit the post, and then first time, is it Barkenhausen? Hit the side netting, or was it the post? I still didn't see it properly.
Barkhausen hit the post again, so they both hit the same post. Scott Sinclair's run there was absolutely mesmeric. That was vintage Scott Sinclair. That was the Scott Sinclair that everyone got excited about on Football Manager when he was a Chelsea youth player along with Leon Knight. But unlike Leon Knight, Scott Sinclair can back it up. He's not all mouth. He's got the trousers.
He does have the trousers. Yeah, that was excellent. But I do think it was Basham that kind of dived in, but the ball just, I don't know how he's missed it.
He dived in over the ball. It was incredible. Scott Sinclair stopped it, almost saw what Basham was doing, killed it dead, waited for that ridiculous dive, and then thought, oh, you're done with that, are you? And then carried on past Basham. It was actually schooling him completely. Blades on the attack, and it's a poor pass from, I think, Lundstrom there.
No, Lundstrom. I think Lundstrom went through. I think it was him that was chasing after it, but he just...
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant, yeah.
Yeah, he just ignored it. He was just like, oh, it's too far away from me, but it held up a little bit, and then he had a second kind of run for it.
Yeah, I'd like to see Lundstrom get more involved. You know, he's playing either for a contract somewhere else or to get back in the first team thoughts of Chrissy Wilder, and that isn't easy when you've had a little bit of a falling out with our gaffer.
No, it's not. We've seen that in the past, haven't we?
Mm.
So somebody said that we're going to win 4-0 today. It was a while ago, probably when we were on top. What do you reckon today, Hal?
As long as we have the nil, then we'd have kept a clean sheet in all our pre-season friendlies, and I think that would buoy us going into the season, knowing that we've kept that consistency with our defence. Specifically important when you're thinking Jack O'Connell's been out, Egan hasn't been playing. It'll give the guys who have been playing the confidence to know they can step in and still do a job.
Yeah, it will. And not just that, I'd love to know the stats on the last time we didn't concede a goal in pre-season. But usually when we're with either the Championship team or the League One side, so every game that we've played up to now, we've played kind of on paper worse teams than us.
Yeah, but you know, the old days under Warnock, we were playing Tavistock in pre-season, and I always felt that the kind of games we played under Neil didn't prepare us properly, and we usually started the season slowly. The only season we didn't start slowly was the one where we went up.
Yeah. So yeah, nothing's really happened in the last kind of few minutes as we've been talking. Preston's just played it back to the goalkeeper. Still, it's a very animated game.
Oh, it's been good. It's been good to talk through. Preston have looked so skillful, technically very good, their players. Ollie McBurney's got the ball about 25 yards out, looks for obviously that man, Keane Bryan, who's got it on his very strong left. It's a great cross from Keane Bryan. Ben Osborne. It's a chance for the Blades. It's a shot. It's a
what a finish! What a finish. John Lundstrom with the left foot. We know he's got that in his locker. We know he can finish it. And we know he's got 2 feet. That was a great left-footed finish, that, into the bottom corner.
That was superb. It started with Keane Bryan. It finished with John Lundstrom. And Ollie McBurney must take a special bow as well for his tenacious work when it looked dead. He didn't give up on it. Great play all round.
No, he just kept it alive, didn't he? And in that situation, lots of strikers, I'm thinking more Lys Mousset here, would have tried to get his shot away. And, yeah, McBurney just had that a bit about him just to keep it alive, give it to somebody else who was in a better position, and he put it away.
He's spot on, Nick. Mousset shoots the first time McBurney gets that ball. McBurney looks for Lundstrom instantly. He doesn't find him. It ricochets off the Preston defender, and he wins it back, McBurney, and then finds Lundstrom with the second pass. And Lundstrom hits it first time on his weaker left. And you look at that and you say, how crucial is John Lundstrom? Because he is the only attacking midfielder we have that scores goals.
Yeah, well, there's obviously Fleck as well, who chips in. But other than Fleck and Lunny, you can't really say that many others kind of would either be in that position or not just be in that position, but I think he kind of, when McBurney picked the ball up, got himself into a better position to receive the ball, to put it in the bottom corner.
I should just stress out, obviously, I meant of the players on the pitch right now.
Oh, right, sorry.
Yeah, no, I didn't make that clear. And actually, it could even be argued that Fleck last season was, in terms of his career, a bit of an anomaly.
I think you're right, because Fleck's obviously been given more of a license to get forward this last season just gone, because obviously before...
I love hearing you talk about seasons. I never know which one you're on about. This last season.
The Premier League season.
Right.
Yeah, even in League One, Duffy was doing most of that attacking work, and Fleck was playing more of a defensive role, I would say.
That brings me on to another question I've got for you. Do you think we'll ever go back to playing with that kind of Duffy position?
I thought we would do that towards the end of the season, and I think Wilder did as well. I think that's why he brought Freeman in, because he thought that we were going to be playing kind of a static 2 and then Norwood just in behind him for kind of half the season, or at least the first kind of 5-10 games. And Preston's put the ball into the box. It's cleared quite comfortably by Jack Robinson.
So Nick, you mentioned Luke Freeman. That's a really good point. Why then have we let him go on loan to Forest? I don't see how that benefits us when we're so low on bodies, and he wouldn't have been on a big wage.
I'm just assuming that Wilder's wanting to bring in certain players, and I don't know, might free up a little bit of money. I don't know. I don't know.
Just point out that shot from the Preston lad was the worst shot I think I've seen at Bramall Lane.
I hope he's right-footed, because
I think that's the only thing in his defence.
Completely off balance. And then just I've done loads of those in the past, so I'll let him.
That was a shank, wasn't it? That was horrible. That was really everything technically was wrong. Leaning back, the weaker foot, eyes off the goal. Yeah, just awful.
Yeah, it was really poor. But yeah, like we were saying, Luke Freeman. I really, really like Luke Freeman, and I would like to see us play that attacking midfielder, that Duffy role, shall we say.
Mm-hmm. I think it'll always be known by players of a certain vintage as the Duffy role.
Yeah, always. It's never going to be unless Freeman had an amazing season last season and played every game and played in that role, it could have been the Freeman role, but no, it's always going to be the Duffy role.
Yeah, he only played 500 minutes. Preston again launching an attack. Will it be dangerous? Blades win it back. Good tackling, good defence, good passing. It's Ben Osborne just bringing that away and looking for Billy Sharp. Billy taking a bit of a heavy touch. McBurney will retrieve possession. Billy's offside, so McBurney couldn't pass it, and then he got crowded out by 3 Preston players.
Yeah, he was unlucky there. I think the ball was hammered into him, wasn't it? Great tackle by Jags, I think that is.
Yeah, and Ollie Norwood can come away with it. Who's captain today? Have you seen?
It looks like Norwood's got the captain's armband on.
Exactly, that's why I asked, because it should be Billy.
That's odd. Yeah, that's really odd.
Keane Bryan, good ball.
Unlucky.
Bryan is causing problems.
And Ben Osborne, that left-hand side connection. Excellent ball into the box, low and hard. And then Osborne just tries to kind of pirouette it in the net, shall we say?
That would have been a wonderful goal.
It would have.
That reminds me of Carnu against Middlesbrough. I made myself sound very old.
No, definitely not, mate. Definitely not. Not to me, anyway. Not to me. Do you know what I thought of when I saw that? And then you said, "Oh, that reminded me of." I thought of. Do you remember Jimmy Traore for Liverpool when he kind of did that into his own net?
Yeah, I do. I think I was against Burnley.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think we're in Cup. I don't know.
Oh gosh, you're testing me now. It will have been, won't it? Because Burnley won't have been Premier League then.
No, I don't think they were.
Yeah, I like that. Every time we've done a game, you've tested me with an obscure match, and so far I haven't let you down.
You've never let me down.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Not at all.
Keane Bryan sighting again, and again he's not giving the ball away. I'm really, really pleased with this. This is extremely exciting. Finding another left footer in Jack Robinson, finding another left footer in Ben Osborne.
Ben Osborne just looks like he's oozing with confidence.
Yeah, he beat himself there.
Basham plays the ball into the box. Oh.
That looked like was that a handball? Billy certainly appealed for it. It just was the way it bounced off the Preston defender, made you think, well, that either was his nose, his hand, or his chin, because it didn't bounce true.
No, it didn't, no.
And I wonder if we're going to get...
I was going to say I was just waiting for the replay, but I don't think it's happening.
There's a stoppage at the moment. Ollie McBurney has his hands in his head. Not sure what that stoppage was for. Ref just said, hang on a sec, and then we're back underway.
There definitely was a stoppage, though. You're right.
Baldock coming forward, not looking like a defender, looking like a striker, finding, obviously, Keane Bryan, the danger man. Bryan trying to beat his man.
I just wanted to see Keane Bryan smash that on the volley.
That'd have been lovely. She had the opportunity. But again, he hasn't given the ball away yet, and that's really encouraging.
Exactly. Ollie McBurney, that's a horrendous ball.
That's the worst Ollie McBurney pass I've ever seen. He could have done anything else but what he did. Look at that defending. That was vintage Jagielka.
It was. But going back to that Ollie McBurney clip then, I could see what he was trying to do. Just clip it to the back post. It would have been really tough to defend against. And it just grass-cutted.
Well, the problem was that everyone could see what he was trying to do. He telegraphed that pass. He could have written a letter to the Preston defence telling him what he was going to do there. It was too obvious.
Yeah. The only thing what I would say about this streaming service is the picture isn't the best. And sometimes I struggle to kind of figure out who's who.
Yeah,
when it's someone with dark hair.
All our players have got dark hair.
That's what I mean. Do you know, like the back three, unless kind of Basham, they're all where they should be. That's a great hit, by the way, that the defenders had to head away.
Okay, but Bernie's the only one not with dark hair.
Pretty much, yeah. So sometimes it is difficult, especially when you can't see the number.
Blades have a corner. Ollie McBurney whipping it in. It's cleared by Ben Pearson. It's going to fall to Keane Bryan. He keeps it alive. What a clever, intelligent pass. Norwood will cross it in again. Free header.
Oh, I thought McBurney was just going to power that in.
So did I.
Come on, Bash, put it in.
Terrible cross. I mean, what was that? Basham's been the only player so far who hasn't played the way that I expect.
Yeah, it's balls like that make me think, like, you're a professional footballer. You shouldn't hit that ball that much, like that hard. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Completely overhit.
Put it in an area, yeah.
And not only overhit, there was no one there, but there were Blades players in the box, and he found the one area where there wasn't anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Right, I'm just going to quickly run through some of the comments because I always forget to do this. So, welcome to the stream, KLR, Adam Young, Ryan Manhattan, Splatoon2. He's retracted his message, so I'm not sure what that was. Ben Shaw, afternoon all. Afternoon to yourself, mate. We are just coming up to the 45th minute, so...
referee's blown for half-time. As you say that, with Keane Bryan running away, we'll call that 2-0.
Exactly, it would have been, wouldn't it? Let's be honest. Yeah. So, yeah, pretty good half, I would say.
Yes.
I said it was a half of two halves earlier on. I think it was a 3/3. Like, we kind of had the first third, they had the middle third, and then we had the following third.
Now, speaking of thirds, we can't even see a third of my face on the video. Is there any chance, Nick, without putting any pressure on you, that can be achieved during half-time, or would you have to close the stream?
I will try my best. I would probably have to close the stream.
I'd like to just shout out Jordan Richardson. Can we please keep Lunny? He was saying, because it was a class finish, and I think to keep Lundstrom helps keep the Blades in the Premier League. He is so important to the way we play. He gets forward. Nick made the great point that he finds himself in positions that other midfielders don't. You know, when we were in League One, we had no idea that Lundstrom was going to be the kind of player that he is now. And actually, it's because he's got more time in the Premier League. He's clearly a player that thrives. I've got a good friend of mine, Jono, who was a referee at a very high level, and he refereed Everton's youth team. And John Lundstrom was the player that he told me about years ago and said, I've just refereed this Everton youth side, a side filled with names now that we know. And he said, this lad, John Lundstrom, is the real deal. And so I've always kind of kept in the back of my mind that John Lundstrom was obviously very, very talented at a young age. And I think now he's reaching his potential as a senior pro.
Yeah, how old are we talking now for Lundstrom? Mid-20s? Because he's not that old, is he?
Yeah, 27, something like that. Maybe younger. The thing is, he's in his prime, and that's why He's actually 26. I just looked it up. You don't want to lose a player like John David Lundstrom, who is in the prime. You can tell him on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
He's in the prime of his career. He's got the same middle name as Mitch Ward.
How do you know that?
Because Mitch Ward's my favourite footballer of all time.
Right. Okay. Are you friends with Mitch Ward?
I've met him twice. I sponsored him when he played for York because I lived in York at the time. So it was great. The idea being with that is you sponsor a player, and at the end of the season, you get to meet them and you get their shirt. Mitch Ward left York with a week to go before the end of the season. He had a fallout over his contract. And so I didn't get to meet him, even though I'd paid pretty much all the money I had. And his shirt, they didn't have his shirt. So they just gave me an XXL York shirt. And you've seen me, Nick. I fit into probably an extra small at best. So I've never been able to wear it. It wasn't signed. It didn't have his name on. And now, to be honest, it was wasted money.
That's really poor, that. Where were York? Were York in non-league at that time?
They were League Two, and I got to meet Mitch in a pre-season game, and I went up to him at half-time, and I said, I'm sponsoring you this season. So he didn't instantly get rid of me because he was just warming up. And I was wearing a Blade shirt, and he came right over to me. He didn't know me from Adam, and gave me a hug. And just said, what are you doing here? And I was like, well, we're all Blades. I've got to support you. And I'm sponsoring you this season. And he was the nicest guy. They say never meet your heroes. He could not have been nicer.
Oh, well, that's what we like to hear.
And I met him again when he did a dinner. He did a dinner at Bramall Lane with Dane Whitehouse and Carl Bradshaw.
Excellent. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. I'm not listening properly.
I was deliberately trying to fill while you got the video back up and running.
No, I can't do it. I've tried, and it's just not happening. I think we'd have to restart my whole computer, which would kill the stream.
Yeah.
We will have House Face next time. I know we've got it, but it's not moving currently. So, we will have it. Go on.
Ryan makes the question here, any chance of blowing the team lineup a bit? That is something that we've mentioned before, isn't it, Nick, that we struggle to read it?
Yeah, I can probably... I'll blow it up for you now. Where are we? There we go. So, Foderingham in the goal, Basham, Jagielka, Jack Robinson, Baldock, Keane Bryan, obviously, Keane Bryan, Danger Man himself.
I am keen on Keane Bryan.
Ollie Norwood, Ben Robinson, that's not his name. Ben Osborne, who's been excellent yet again. Lundstrom, who scored the goal. Didn't see too much of him before that goal, but that's what special players do, don't they? They do special things at special times. And then Billy Sharp and Ollie McBurney up front. I think everyone's played well, to be perfectly honest, other than you alluded to earlier, Basham, possibly.
Yeah, Basham's the only one who hasn't played quite as well as he normally does. Lundstrom, of course, has contractual issues at the moment we know about. We're not sure exactly what they are. We don't know how much he's demanding. We just know that he hasn't agreed a new deal. He was given a 1-year contract extension, which can be triggered by the club if that clause is implemented at the time of initially signing a contract. So I think he had a 3-year contract with the option of a 4th, but it was a club option, and the club have exercised that option.
Yeah, I always find that a little bit weird because I feel like if a player doesn't want to play for you, what's the point in doing it? But I suppose it's given us a year to kind of try and either get him signed up or see if anyone wants to come in and pay a little bit of money for him, because I'm guessing he wouldn't go for that much with him being in his last year of his contract.
Yeah, you're right, and it's a shame because actually his market value will have shot up.
Yeah, not just that. Everyone knows about him because of the fantasy football thing, putting him down as a defender. So everyone's like, Lord Lundstrom this, Lord Lundstrom that. So everybody knows about him. I think people know more about him than they know about Fleck and that. So yeah,
his name sounds Swedish. He really hates Jack Grealish. We've got to get that going.
You're really trying to get that going, aren't you?
It's quite a mouthful, actually, when you sing it.
Do it again.
His name sounds Swedish. Really hates Jack Grealish. Lundstrom.
Yeah, we're not getting anyone singing that after 6, 7, 8 beers, are we?
It's tricky. I think we'll work on the Keane Bryan. Oh.
I love that. But the thing is, he's not played any games for us, has he, really? So we've not given him a song for a reason.
Well, you've got to give someone like Chris Basham a song before Keen Brian.
Yeah, but it's so good. It's so good, isn't it? Ho, ho, ho,
Yeah,
Keen
it's
Brian.
great. I think there'll be so many younger viewers of this watch along that will have no idea of the reference.
I know. But yeah, we do. I'm sure there'll be people in the chat as well who do know the reference because, yeah, it was a really popular advert. Not popular as in everyone loved it, but like it was on quite a bit back in the day.
Yeah.
So 93 people in the chat. Drop us a message, guys, if you are in here. Sorry, I've not read them all. Daniel Critchley has just put "Come on North End." Not sure if he is a Preston North End fan or if he's a Sheffield United hater. We do have them every now and then.
They're probably not mutually exclusive.
Maybe not, but in the last stream I did have someone put "We're all Wednesday, aren't we?"
No one's ever said that.
Unfortunately, mate, they do. Oh, so yeah, sorry, I've done the same thing again. I've not put half time up. Not that anyone cares because we all know it's half time because we're not talking about the game. But there we go. Half time is on screen right now. I don't know how far away. We're probably about 5 minutes away. It's nice to see beautiful downtown Bramall Lane on the screen, though. It really is. Did you hear the players come out? Did you hear the entrance music?
Tell me.
No, I'm asking you because I was trying to get the stream up. I was wondering if they were playing Kasabian still.
Do you know what? I didn't. I had it muted in case you were going to talk to me. So yeah, so I'm trying to read some of these comments and seeing if there's anything actually relevant.
The problem is when you do a stream, is that someone will message further up with something relating to what we said. And then 10 minutes later, you've got absolutely no idea what the reference was.
Well, yeah, my camera hasn't frozen. It's worth mentioning. We haven't been able to get the camera working, so you've got a still image of me, which we thought was better than just a black screen. The Preston fan, Daniel, how have Preston done? They did very well, sort of, as Nick said, in the sort of, I wouldn't say now the second half of the first half because we finished stronger, but the middle part of the first half, yeah, they were much better than we were. We talked about how we like Ben Pearson. So, Daniel, you can tell us, is Ben Pearson Preston's best player? Because he certainly looks like it.
Yeah, is Alan Brown? I don't think Alan Brown's playing, is he?
No, he's not. Yeah, and he spells Brown with an E, doesn't it?
Yeah, very good player, Alan Brown. I'm surprised nobody's picked him up either. No offence to Preston, but top end Championship or maybe lower end Premier League. Really like him. Good player.
I work with a Preston fan, and you know, obviously there's a lot of stick that goes back and forth because they've never been in the Premier League. But he is desperate for them to get promotion. Just they never seem to be able to keep hold of the goal scorers that they get.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the problem is Preston's not been in the Premier League for a very, very long time, have they? I'm not sure they've
never been in the Premier League.
Sorry, I'm referring to like kind of getting close to the Premier League. I remember when we were pushing to get into the Premier League a long time ago. Preston were in the playoffs with us.
Yeah.
Before the League One days, but since then they've been in League One like we have, but they've not kind of pushed for the playoffs for quite a while.
They've always been on the fringes. They've always looked like they're about to. I feel like they just keep losing. If they get a good striker, they seem to lose him. They've often had loads of good strikers. Ben Pearson isn't a goal-scoring midfielder, but he's a very talented midfielder who had a spell on loan at Barnsley. He played for Manchester United's youth team. He's at a good age. He's 25. He could be a Lundstram replacement if Lundstram is insistent on going, and he's played for England at every level up till under 21s.
Yeah, looks a very exciting player as well. So, yeah, like I was saying earlier in the stream, maybe there was rumours that he could have been, well, Wilder could have been interested in him. So that still could be the case. Obviously, we were linked with John Swift as well from Reading. That's been going on for quite a while. Lots of different teams interested in him.
I've got to be honest, Nick. I don't get the John Swift excitement.
Neither do I. I like the look of him. It looks like he's a great footballer, great on the ball, really good in tight situations. But I've heard a lot of bad things and people saying he's not a Wilder player. He's very lazy, this, that, and the other. So a lazy player playing for Chris Wilder, can't see it.
Well, Wilder has signed players before that he's thought he'd really, really wanted. In fact, the ones he chases for the longest and he really, really wants never work out, because they end up not being his type of player. It always surprises me that. And yeah, maybe there should be another case with Swift. Jordan, I love the fact that you say that when we beat them at Bramall Lane, fun fact, Chris Brown and John Parkin from Under the Cosh were playing for Preston. That is great. I've met John Parkin as well, and it was at a York game. He was a young player at York, and I had £5 in my hand to buy a hot dog and my match day programme. And I went up to John Parkin and I said, "Can I have your autograph?" And he said, "Yeah, it won't cost you that much though," because I just had the money in my hand. And I thought, that's great. He was a young guy at the time. He didn't need to do that. He could have just ignored me. So instantly, I was like, I like John Parkin.
Yeah, I love Under the Cosh as well. Excellent, and I love watching ex-Sheffield United players on there because if they've played under Kevin Blackwell, they just give him some right hammer.
Yeah, he's got an unfortunate nickname, Kevin Blackwell, every time they talk about him. But he seems to appear on Under the Cosh every week. And if you have never heard Under the Cosh, the Matt Kilgallen episode is good, but by far the best, and it's where I always tell everyone to start, is Mark Crossley. I've
not seen that one.
It's really good.
I think the only ones I really watch are the ex-Sheffield United players ones.
Well, my parents live next door to Kingsley Black, who used to play for Sheffield United and Grimsby and Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest. And he knew Mark Crossley very, very well. And we listened to that podcast together and he was crying with laughter and then adding a few anecdotes to it. And I was like, this is brilliant.
That sounds surreal,
a fun fact about Jordan's asked if I've read John Parkin's book. Funny story. I got given a copy of it and I offered to do the audio book for John Parkin on Audible of his book.
Wow.
Yeah, he didn't want
Well, you have got a great voice, to be honest.
He didn't want me to do it. He thought that it needed to be him doing it. And I think he's absolutely right. It wouldn't work if it was me because I don't sound anything like John Parkin.
No, I think if you'd gone with someone with a similar accent, maybe a slightly nicer voice with his accent, that might have been all right. But your voice is way too good for John Parkin.
Well, I joked with him on Twitter that he can't read, and I haven't heard from him since.
So the Blades are coming back on. Lys Mousset looks like he's coming on for someone. I'm guessing that's going to be Ollie McBurney because McBurney is partially unfit. Apparently, it does look like it is going to be McBurney that's coming off.
So, quick question for you, Nick. What do you make of the furore over McBurney withdrawing from the Scotland squad?
Obviously, when we saw that he was on the bench in the last watch along, we thought the same. But then you engage your brain, and then you realise that obviously, if he's struggling with fitness, what is the point in sending him? Well, going with Scotland, there's no point, especially when we pay his wages as well. Yeah, Wilder's not going to want to send him to Scotland for him to start him, play 90 minutes, and then him be injured for start of the season. Stupid. And Ali McCoy seemed the only Scottish man that could see kind of like why he'd done it.
Yeah, well, Ali McCoy, it wouldn't surprise me that he's the only voice of reason. He seems like a nice guy as well.
Yeah, exactly. I will just bring up something. I'm trying to look through some of these comments. It was Ben somebody, sorry, I can't see it now, did say, when we were talking about lazy players, he said that David Mcgoldrick was once classed as a lazy player.
No, I can't believe it. I don't dispute that that's true, but you find that hard to believe.
I don't know. When we first got him on trial, I remember seeing him in pre-season. He did look quite lazy, and I've always thought of him as a lazy player. I don't know if it's just because how he plays, but obviously straight away Wilder had him chasing everything down, and he's far from lazy now.
There is one player that you could say maybe is lazy. I think that's Lys Mousset.
Yeah, but I think the only I've put full time. The only reason why we keep him is because he's that good. On his game, he's incredible. He's probably, I said this, I think I might have said this in the last stream as well. I keep alluding to the fact that he's one of the best strikers in the Premier League, and nobody believes me.
I believe you, Nick.
I think he's excellent. I think he's like those kind of 6 to 8 games. I think it was. He was unplayable. Like he would be playing Champions League football if he played like that all the time. Is that Peter Ridsdale?
Yes, that is Peter Ridsdale, who is now involved in the Preston hierarchy, which may explain why they can't get to the Premier League.
I was just going to say I didn't even know that that's what he was.
There is a brick at Bramall Lane which says Peter Ridsdale Blade for Life.
Oh really?
And I don't know if it's someone who actually has the same name or it's a Mickey tape.
Have you got a brick?
Yes, it says York Blade, and my dad's got one next to me. So I had York, so he thought, I'll get something that rhymes with York. He got pork, and then Blade. He thought, I'll have something that's like Blade, and he got sword. So my dad's brick next to mine says pork sword.
Did he know what he was getting himself in for?
Oh yeah. My dad.
Right, good.
I mean, it probably won't surprise you knowing me as you do. My dad has a wonderful sense of humour.
Oh, good. That's what we like to hear.
And he is the reason I'm a Blade, even though he is from Cheltenham. So, figure that one out.
Yeah. I've also got one as well. It says Nick Wiley Blade for Life on it.
And where's yours?
I can't remember now. Is it? I think it might be the Tony Curry wall. I think it's under the old ticket office. Do you remember the ticket office used to be really tiny? And it was on that wall, I believe. So, yeah. Probably not going to be able to get down there for a while to have a look at that. But to be honest, I haven't looked at that in a very long time. Obviously, what was it, about 15 years ago that they did that? Maybe more?
You're making me feel very old. Yeah, I always do everything that happens sort of straight away. When we were sponsored by Blades and you could get your membership number and get a photo with a player, I was on that like a rat up a drain pipe. If there's ever a chance to support the club financially, I've always been the sucker for it.
Yeah, definitely you've got to, haven't you? Dolty, welcome to the stream, by the way, mate. I was watching your In-Betweeners video last night. Really, really enjoyed it. Carson, Bookhill, Nick, I am a Sheffield Wednesday fan, but my family, SUFC, so I'm guessing you've got a little bit of affiliation with the Blades there.
What a Burke. I mean, imagine being from Sheffield and supporting Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, who'd do that?
Who the hell would do that? I mean, even now, just change it.
Just change it. Just change it.
Stop supporting Wednesday. They're an embarrassment. They're a horrible little club. They're a real grubby club with nothing, morally bankrupt. Don't have anything to do with them. Don't even say you're a Pigs fan. Just get out of that.
I've currently got 0 disliked. I think that's going to change in the next couple of seconds.
I can get stronger and worse. There's nothing I hate more than Wednesday fan.
No, but if a Wednesday fan then became a Sheffield United fan, wouldn't that be worse?
That's great. They've seen the light. Join us.
Oh, Lise Mousset is onside, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Oh my God, that's horrendous. God. He's got no confidence whatsoever, that lad.
He looks absolutely devoid of confidence. The look down to the ground afterwards says it all. It reminds me of the Chelsea game in the Premier League. Billy Sharp playing a delicious ball over the top. Lise Mousset, to all intents and purposes, looked offside, but he's got so much pace, you never know. And he went to smash it past the keeper to that left-hand side, and he's completely put it wide. Yeah,
it was brilliant play, actually, because I thought it looked bang on line. But I thought it's one of them where it's so close that the linesman just normally given offside. But he didn't. It was away. Great ball by Billy Sharp. But I don't know. He just never looked like he were going to score.
Yeah, one thing I've loved about these pre-season games, Nick, I know you'll agree with me. In fact, we agree on everything. We've got to stop doing that. Is it no VAR?
Yeah, I do like that. Except for when that ball came into the box and you were saying, "Oh, could it be handball?" I was thinking, when's VAR going to come in here? Just straight away. But I don't like VAR.
Even when it goes for us, I don't like VAR. I mean, this is going to sound crazy. Ooh, Fodringham thought about handling the ball outside the area, a la last game.
He enjoys doing that.
I was just about to say, even against West Ham at home, where they had a goal disallowed, obviously I loved that, but I didn't like the way that it happened.
No,
Because you and I have played football at a semi-decent standard, and when a ball accidentally hits your arm, when someone else has pushed you towards it, that isn't, I don't think, in the spirit of the game.
No, absolutely not. When he went through Declan Rice, he had no kind of attempt on trying to handball that. Nothing whatsoever. He didn't even know where the ball was. He was kind of. I think he even tried to put his arms behind his back or to his side to try and not do that. But if it hits your hand, it should not be. It should not be an handball. But Lys Mousset is down, and it doesn't look very good at all.
Lys Mousset he's removed his boot. Now I thought initially, he's done his hamstring because he didn't really receive too much of a challenge, and he put his hand in the air and started shaking it and just hopped and fell to the floor, and that's often the sign of I've blown a hamstring. But now it looks to be nowhere near as bad as that, thank goodness. And it might just be that he got trod on his foot.
It could be, but the way he went down, I thought it was something to his ankle. But yeah, we
could have been.
Could have been. The camera's panned away, and now it's on Chris Wilder. So
he looks less than concerned. I think there's certain players that when they go down, you think, okay, this is serious. If Billy Sharp goes down, I'm thinking he's properly injured.
Well, Mousset definitely looks injured.
Yeah, but I'm just saying you never know with Lys because he is one that is more likely to go down with a knock that isn't perhaps quite career-ending.
Yeah, maybe. As we were saying earlier, he's one of those kind of flair players that maybe doesn't put as much effort in. Maybe he kind of, he's up, but he's hobbling.
Yeah, he's limping a little bit. Giving a shout out to Scott Kelly, by the way. California Blade.
Oh, very nice, very nice. I can't see Mousset carrying on here.
No,
it doesn't look great. Barely put any pressure on it. It'd be nice to see Hackford come on, though.
Yes, it would be very exciting. I just want to answer Ben Shaw is like, seeing the light, join Sheffield United, stop being a Wednesday fan. What kind of Blade are you, Hal? Okay, so Ben, here's the way I look at it. If every Wednesday fan suddenly became a Sheffield United fan, Wednesday would stop having any kind of income. Then they would cease to exist, or at the very best be in the Ensley League Division 9. And that is what I want. So if it takes us having to take a few oinkers coming over to the good side, I can handle that.
Now this is where we differ, because I love the banter. I love the Steel City derbies. I don't want to see Wednesday in League 2, non-league, going out of business. I always want that little, because there's nothing like a Sheffield derby, a league Sheffield United match. It's not for me.
I can't handle a Sheffield derby. I'm a nervous wreck for days before the actual day itself. I just feel sick. I've enjoyed some recently, of course, the 4-2, but others have been some of the worst days of my life.
But you always get over it, don't you? You always feel like when it happens, it's the worst thing that could ever happen.
Yeah.
But within a few days, you do get over it.
I think a few days might be a bit short. I go through the several stages of denial and grief, and eventually get through it.
Yeah.
No, I just hate them, and I won't make any apologies for that.
Have you not got any friends that are Wednesday fans then?
No, I went to school with a few, and they were really mean to me, and I got knocked out by a Wednesday fan at a game.
Oh, West Foderingham fumbles it a little bit in the box, but he's got it in his hands. He's got it in his hands. It's fine. Do you see that? He pushed his hands down like, yeah, I've got it. Don't worry.
Had this under control. The way that I do goalkeeping is different to others. I like to leave the ball in the air, out of my hands.
And then lose it in between my legs, and then it hits my foot, and then, jeez.
And Jags was thinking, I've played with a lot of goalkeepers. I've never seen any single one of them do this.
Except for he did play with Pickford last season, so...
Yeah. That's the first Keane Bryan mistake there. He took a poor touch and it ran out for a throw-in. So it took 52 minutes, but we have the first Bryan error.
I don't believe you. I do not believe you for 1 second. But I'll tell you what, that's the first time I've seen Keane Bryan in this, 7-minute second half.
Yeah, good quick maths there as well, Nick.
I know, it took a while.
Atrocious, I'll have
it. By the way, a couple of people mentioned again that you've frozen Hal. Jags is messed up, and I don't know, is that a penalty? No, we've not given away a penalty there. It was a bit of a hairy moment. Jags, I can't remember what happened there, but Jags, the Preston player got the better of him, and then Jack Robinson came in. Oh, Jags tried to bring him down as well, tried to grab him. Jack Robinson came in, and that is a penalty. That is a stonewall penalty, but it's not been given.
It's the Preston player, and that is a clear penalty all day long. If VAR was in this, he's given it.
Oh, he's given it. It didn't look like he'd given it. Yet Preston have got a penalty. Could this be the first goal that we concede in pre-season?
I'm saying no. I think Wes Foderingham is going to make up for a couple of little errors, actually, and he's going to save it. It's Johnson who's standing over it. He's taking quite the run-up. Left-footed, and he scores.
Sends him the wrong way.
Yeah, not great goalkeeping.
No, I think it's always difficult when a player's shaping to put it one way and he just changed his mind at the last minute. Because that's all he did. He's like, I'm going in that corner, and then he's like, nah, I'm going in the other one.
I think the reason I say it's not great goalkeeping is if he has gone left-hand side, Fotheringham didn't dive far enough to the left to save it, and in the end he's gone right. So it's pick your poison, but in the end he sort of stayed in the middle.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. But it is, as you can see on screen now, 1-1.
So poor pass from Billy Sharp, because it's Billy wanting desperately to win it back himself. He does. Challenges on Barkhausen was a fair one, and he's still back there, Billy Sharp, and clears it quite comfortably with actually a beautiful pass. And we can spray the play.
Very nice. Keane Bryan bringing it out as well to Ben Osborne. I'm loving seeing those two playing together. Keane Bryan and Ben Osborne.
It's liquid football between the two of them. They seem to have a telepathic understanding already.
Yeah, they do. And George Baldock, I've barely seen him play this today.
That makes
weird.
up for the Derby game where all the action was down the Baldock right-hand side. So he's getting a bit of a breather, and he's twisted and turned, but he can't get past Ben Pearson, who I have to say has just looked very, very comfortable.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just reading through some of the comments.
Good ball forward, Blades on the attack, keeper comes out, takes it in the sun, nearly slid out of the area, but stops it just in time. So Moussa, we should mention, is back on. That career-threatening injury, no more. I think Wilder was right to be less than concerned. You could tell it with Wilder's face and the fact that he was chuckling that he knew Moose was okay.
Yeah, exactly. You were right as well, Hal, as always.
Well, I don't think people agree with me on my thoughts on the pigs, so I'll keep those to myself. They are controversial.
Keane Bryan did really well there to force a corner.
Did brilliantly, didn't he?
Yeah, I should have let you do that bit because you're the Keane Bryan fanatic, aren't you?
I've officially opened the Keane Bryan fan club, King Keane.
Well, we'll need to put the link in the description so everyone goes and follows it.
Do make sure that you subscribe to Ingood Nick as well.
Hey, that's what we like to see. Robin's on tour. Welcome to the stream. Do you know what I love? I love it when there are fans from different clubs that come in and drop a comment and stuff. That's excellent.
What a wonderful tackle! It was worth mentioning. A really, really great challenge.
Do you know, I've only just realised that's
Regan
Slater. When did he come on? Did he come on at half time?
Yeah, he must have done. So I think the question now is, who went off?
Lunny, I think. I've not seen Lunny at all.
You're right, it will be the goal scorer, Jim Lundstrom, because he's playing his first proper pre-season game. Norwood with a free kick delivery into the box. It's cleared, but only as far as Lys Moussa.
Handball, that's a handball.
And Ben Pearson did appear to handball it.
Yeah, and he's given it. It bounced up and hit his hand, but it didn't look like a ball to hand, but he didn't take his arm away.
Well, we're seeing a replay now. Moussa takes a good touch, and that's a clear handball from Ben Pearson. And actually, he's been great today, and that's the first thing he's done wrong. He looks apoplectic with rage.
Yeah, he kind of put his arm out, and it definitely gave him a bit of a I don't know. He just put the ball into his path perfectly to clear it. So penalty it is, and Billy Sharp's over it.
Yeah, we've got Billy Sharp, and
Hopefully
Billy Sharp
doesn't hit the
scores
post.
goals.
And he does this time.
Great penalty. That's a proper penalty. Absolutely rifled it into the back of the net. Again, we've seen 2 penalties. Both times the keeper has gone the wrong way.
Yes, that's what we like to see.
Proper penalty, isn't it, Nick? What a beauty.
That was, yeah, he put a lot of power into that one, and this time didn't hit the post, so we like to see that. It was at a good height for the goalkeeper if it'd have gone the right way, but I still don't think he'd have kept it out.
And we are now seeing that Billy Sharp is captain, and I'm realising why we had slight confusion over Norwood. Norwood is wearing a long sleeve shirt underneath his top, and because there is black around the cut-off sleeve of the shirt, it looks like he's wearing a captain's armband.
I see. We're going to have that problem a lot this season because it is just a cuff, isn't it?
Why don't they do long sleeve versions of shirts anymore?
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a very good point.
They used to. You were never able to buy them, but they used to do them for the players.
Yeah, they did. Yeah. Actually, I've got one in my cupboard here. It's a Visit Malta one. I don't know why I've got it.
Officially jealous. I always wanted a long sleeve. I wanted a 96, 97 long sleeve in small adult. So if anyone's got one, stick it on eBay. Send me a message.
What's 96, 97? What was that? What shirt was it?
It was the Wards, just plain red and white stripes, no messing, V-neck collar. You're thinking Peter Cachuro, David White, Don
Janaga Fjortov's first season, I believe.
That's right, tail end, yeah.
Right, so yeah, very nice. Someone's put, do you think Fotheringham will play in the league at all if Robbo is fit?
Preston on the attack. I should just interject there as a real mess in the box. Preston had a chance through Barkhausen, didn't shoot on his stronger right. Very surprising. Decided to lay it back to Johnson, who inexplicably passed to George Baldock. But that was a chance for Preston. Yeah,
Jags getting caught again. It's not looking good for Jags, is it really? He does get caught on the break quite a lot.
He's not got pace, but his game was never about pace. It was about positioning. That's why you'll never beat Jagielka.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he always had a little bit of pace, which obviously helped him out. Everyone needs a little bit of pace. But right. He's struggled in this game, and he struggled against Derby, I thought. I think he struggled in all of these pre-season games, if I'm honest.
I'm going to disagree with you slightly. I think you're being a little harsh, and his positioning has been quite good. He's brought the ball out of defence a couple of times in this game, and has looked strong in the tackle. But on that occasion, he wasn't quite up to the pace, and we got away with one with Preston choosing the wrong option, and again Preston on the attack, right hand side, ball laid off, and a good defensive challenge from Billy Sharp.
No, I think it's Regan Slater. It does look like Billy Sharp from a distance.
You're right. They for a moment had the same face.
They've got the same hair, it seems, from distance. And it's the height as well, isn't it? And the kind of the fact that he's a bit broad. Old Reegs.
I should point out, if you are just joining, my camera is working fine. We've got an issue connecting it, though, so we've just gone with a static image. Nick can see my camera. You can't.
I can. I've not looked at it in a while. Where are you?
There's nothing going on in my boudoir.
I can't even find you. Sorry. I used to be able to see. Hey, there you are. I can see you now.
Ace. That's just a treat just for you.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we did it.
I put all my makeup on and everything.
At least Musée doing quite well there on the ball. Norwood plays it out to the wing to Baldock. Basham getting round him. That's what we like to see.
This Baldock, is more like it.
Yeah. Baldock getting ragged around.
He's got strength. He's got aggression. And that was good play.
Yeah, definitely. But Preston are on the break now. Through ball.
Scott Sinclair to Barkhausen. He was a terribly tight angle. And it was straight at Fotheringham on that left-hand side. He just, I think he almost toe-poked it, Barkhausen, with his right foot.
Yeah, it needed to be hit with his left there, didn't it? And he took it with his right, and it was never going to trouble him, really.
Yeah, he took that one with his right, and yet the opportunity earlier where he should have taken with his right. He cut back inside. Don't understand that at all. That's why he's playing in the Championship.
Oh, I was getting really excited then because Keane Bryan was putting the ball into the box. I thought, if this is put, I think it was Billy Sharp, if it's put bang on his toe, Hal is going to have a heart attack.
Yeah, it was either Billy Sharp or Regan Slater.
Yeah. It could have been either, couldn't it? Really?
I think Billy will be disappointed that we are getting them confused because Billy is clearly more muscular.
I think he'll be happy with the fact that he's being likened to somebody who's in his early 20s, I think, or maybe even younger.
Yeah, but he's a lot shorter, isn't he?
Yeah, that is true.
And
Regan Slater should have put that through them for Moose.
But he finds Baldock with a delicious cross. It's only half cleared. Blades are going to keep this alive. Ben Osborne just shepherds it out for a throw-in on that left-hand side. And United, on 64 minutes, have a throw-in. Ben Osborne looks like he's going to take it, but we know Robinson could launch one from here.
And he's just dropped it to the ground, so I think he is going to... Yep, he's here. Hopefully... No, not short.
No, Robinson. What was the point of leaving it to Robinson to take a short throw? And unsurprisingly, Preston get it away. But we won it back through Ben Osborne. Jack Robinson.
Excellent ball.
It was a lovely pass from Jack Robinson. And Billy must have taken his eye off the ball, Nick.
No, I think he tried to let it run through to Lees. And he wasn't there. Really,
if that's the case, that was madness. That was the wrong decision because Billy could have taken a touch, turned, and he was in on goal.
Yeah, exactly. Basham picks it up, plays it out wide to Baldock, and he's accompanying him again. Plays it back out to Regan Slater. Regan Slater's moving around like... kind of like he's knowing where they're going to be playing. But that's a handball, surely.
A blatant handball from Preston again. Referee this time saying, well, I can't give two.
Shocking.
And instead gives a free kick to Preston for a foul by Ollie Norwood. But that did look like a handball.
It was a lovely... Oh, and obviously they're going to be showing the foul.
That wasn't a foul. And Blades have got it back here. Good attack, mounted. Looked like a very dodgy defensive header from Bauer, and they managed to get it away. But... You're right about Regan Slater. He's putting himself about and getting everywhere.
Yeah, enjoying watching him. And somebody just written that in the comments, actually. Jordan Richardson said, do you think Regan Slater could cut it in the Premier League? I don't think we've seen enough of him.
The question, Nick, is do you think he could cut it in the Premier League, maybe as a backup right wing-back?
Possibly, yeah, because he did look good. I think it was the Dundee United game. When he started at right wing back, is that right? Yeah.
That's correct. You know, he had a very disappointing loan spell at Scunthorpe, so we haven't seen enough from Regan Slater to know yet. I think that's the honest answer.
Yeah, but he's certainly started well in pre-season.
Yes, he has. But pre-season, as we've often said, is pre-season. Very hard to tell, apart from if that player is Keane Bryan, and he's clearly a world beater.
Exactly. I don't know what's happened here.
We've got an injury here. It's Scott Sinclair who's grabbing his plums.
Yeah.
And that's probably Regan Slater, knowing him.
Yeah,
probably. He's going right in there, is Scott.
Yeah.
A good rummage. Just checking everything's still there.
Do you know what?
Alex Neil's having a fiddle as well. This is all going on.
Is this a fiddle break?
He really is, isn't he? Stop it, Alex.
I feel awkward looking at it. I feel like I need to look away.
That is so bizarre. At least he's not doing a Yogi Love and then sniffing his hand.
Oh, God, yeah. He's now showing Johnson how to take someone on. I love that.
Can you imagine, Nick, your boss just talking to you, but also grabbing repeatedly his own genitals? Because that's what's happening.
That seemed a bit soft, that. He hit the ball. Scott Sinclair hit the ball, had a shot. One of the Blades players blocked it, and it came back and hit him in the nads. But
what are you on about? Have you ever been hit in the nads? That will have hurt.
Of course. It didn't look like, Johnson's a throw on the right, puts it across. But who else than Jack Robinson? I think he's been our best defender in pre-season, Jack Robinson. He's been
that's a ridiculous claim.
Why are you? What are you saying?
What are you saying?
I don't think Bash has played the kind of Bash way. Jags has been poor, as I keep saying.
Yeah, you keep saying that. I'm not necessarily agreeing. I think that George Baldock has been our best defender in pre-season.
I don't feel like I've seen that much of him.
Well, we did against Derby, and we commented on that. That was the bulk of the match reaction.
Yeah, that's true. That is a good point. Whittam is asking, how are we playing? And I feel in the first half, we were saying it was kind of like a game of 3/3 where United started really well, created quite a few chances, got the goal through Lundstrom, and then Preston came back into it and we couldn't get the ball off him. He's done really well, that defender there.
Ref's going to give a free kick as Preston lad took a lot of chances there, playing a bit of a Dutch total football and bringing the ball out and trying to take on 3 or 4 men. Ledson and he got Ryan Ledson got a bit lucky there.
Yeah, he did. It was a big touch after he took it away from Lee Smoothsay.
Yeah, heavy touch.
Yeah, Billy Sharp took him out. Then we obviously had kind of like the third, if you like, in the first half. I think in the second half it's been quite. Average. We've both been quite average, I think. We've had a few chances. Obviously, they've had a penalty. We've had a penalty. Both could have been avoided. But Preston have been great on the break.
Well, they've got pace, and they've clearly got players with technical ability, like Johnson, Scott Sinclair. These players can do it. Ben Pearson, who we mentioned, who did give away the penalty, but other than that, he's been very good. I mentioned technical ability. Preston lad there tried to backheel it and hit his own trailing foot.
Yeah, I feel like they've not really got kind of like a striker that's going to hold the ball up, but they've got some very, very nice players, very quick, skillful, dangerous players.
And that was good skill from Keane Bryan and Ben Osborne, linking up very well again on the left-hand side. That's been the most encouraging thing I've seen in this entire pre-season. To know that we've got a player that we weren't even counting on as someone who's even going to get a squad number in Keane Bryan as now an option. If we get an injury or a suspension to Ender Stevens, I'm very comfortable now slotting Bryan in.
Yeah, I agree completely. But at the same time, Ender Stevens is an excellent left wing back, so I can't see, unless Ender Stevens gets injured, I can't see him getting in there. Jack Robinson has also been great, as I said earlier, in pre-season. So if Jack
Robinson can play left wing back. We haven't seen him do that for United, but he's done that in the past.
Oh, I thought Billy Shot were away then.
Well, that was a foul, surely, by Ben Pearson.
Yeah, it was a very dangerous challenge, that.
His game has just fallen apart since he's given that penalty away. He doesn't argue this one, unlike the penalty.
No.
I mean, he has to go for it, and actually, when you see it on replay, Ben Pearson does win the ball.
Yeah. I don't think I can really tell from that angle. Billy Sharp comes across him, and we're not too sure if Ben Pearson wins the ball. I think he did. But we've got a free kick on the edge of the box, which is hopefully.
I think first time seeing that, it looked like a blatant foul. And you see it again, you can see that the ball runs true. It runs in the same direction as Pearson's leg. But Billy couldn't get out of the way. It's probably one of those that half refs give it, half the refs don't.
I think he flew in. That was the reason why the referee gave it. I think Billy Sharp was very professional then in kind of like getting his body across and letting him bring him down, even though he did win the ball.
Great point, Nick. It's what Billy does best: turns his bum to the player coming in and just takes the challenge for the team. Great, brave player, Billy Sharp.
Yeah. So we've got Ollie Norwood over the ball with and Hackford's coming on.
Now this is exciting.
Yeah, that is for Lee Smoothsay.
So actually, maybe Lee's injury was worse than we first thought.
Yeah, Ollie Norwood hits a shot from outside the box and it's straight down the keeper's throat.
Interesting decision when you've put, I think, every single attacking-minded player in the box to have a shot.
Yeah, I always used to hate that. One of my best mates used to take all the free kicks for our team, and I always said, get it in the box, get it in the box. And every time he had a shot, I'd give him some right stick. Because you get all the big lads up, and then it'd be like, great, we've run all this way for no reason, let's run all the way back for no reason.
Well, as I was the only left footer ever in my team, I took all the set pieces from like the right hand side corners and free kicks, and I always crossed because I can't shoot for toffee. So you'd have liked playing with me. Ben Pearson, by the way, back there just doing a lovely nutmeg, and then also got to give special mention to Ben Osborne doing a lovely back heel. So 2 nice bits of skill from 2 clearly very talented midfielders, and Preston on the attack.
I've got to say that this is the best game we've watched by far.
Yeah. I often wonder, like, when I'm about to watch a game, should I get my nephew to watch it with me? Because his attention span is very, very short because he's 5. And the first game he watched all the way through was Aston Villa, Sheffield United, the first game back.
Ooh.
And he got so fed up with football and so bored, he hasn't wanted to watch another one since. That was, here's a chance. Cleared. I thought the Blades were going to be in there with a dodgy back pass, but no. And now it's all the way back to Fodringham.
Yeah. By the way, let me just say this, that Sheffield United have just tweeted, and it's... Oh, my phone's gone dead. That's great. Sheffield United have just tweeted a picture of Jack O'Connell in the stand.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's good to see, definitely. It would be nice for him to tell us what's going on with him. But,
you know what would be really nice? It's for my away shirt to arrive. I was hoping to wear that for today.
Don't say that, by the way. Do not say that on Twitter, because I moaned about my home shirt not coming because I ordered it at the end of last season. That's an excellent challenge, by the way, on Baldock.
Corner for the Blades. That was a corner. He's given a goal kick, but that looked, unless it rebounded off Baldock, it was Scott Sinclair with the challenge.
Yeah, it did look like a corner, that. I said on Twitter about, Sheffield United haven't sent me my shirt. It was about a week late, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks. And I got some right hammer from everybody. So,
why?
Twitter's a lovely place. I think it was because I was moaning at the shops for it taking a long time. And they're like, do you not realise we're in a pandemic? I'm like, all right, calm down. So I got a lot of stick from a lot of people.
They've always taken ages to send out shirts. Oh, that's a terrible pass.
Oh, dear.
Preston are in here with an awful attack. Redeems himself.
He got into a good position there to stop them from getting through. But, we're on the attack. Hackford picks the ball up.
Oh, nice feet.
Yeah, very lovely. That was horrendous from Jags, but on the flip side, he made a really good challenge.
Now, we've not seen a lot from Bash, apart from good movement second half. He's not seen a lot of the ball. He's getting forward. No. Basham's now in the box for the Blades. Ball swung in. Hackford.
Don't think he expected that one.
No, I don't think he did. It came at him quite hard. He managed, though, to keep it under control and get it to Keane Bryan. And the Blades are continuing to attack down the left-hand side. It's Bryan again. Goes to who else? Ben Osborne. Those two have linked up superbly. And then Ben Osborne, interesting choice of pass.
Pressure. Basham's... Oh, that's a foul. Is it? Oh, we're playing on.
Ref's going to let play on. A chance for the Blades. Here's a great
Ben
opportunity shot.
Oh, is that the post or is that the bar?
He's hit the bar on the stanchion. I mean, that was a wonderful effort.
What a strike. But I don't know what the goalkeeper was doing there. The defender passed it back.
It's Regan Slater, by the way, who lays it off. And Ben Osborne, that would have been goal of pre-season.
Yeah, definitely. Not as good as his screamer from the other day, though, Hal.
Yeah, thanks for making that quite obvious that I may have got a bit overexcited with that.
Did you enjoy that edit?
Yeah, it's lovely. That goal mouth is still shaking after that Ben Osborne thunder bastard.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, it was just a bit of a weird one there. The defender, right in front of the goalkeeper, passed it back to him in his own 6-yard box and put a bit too much power on it. And then the goalkeeper just kind of got it away. And then
Nick,
we're on the charge.
With 50 minutes to go, the question now has to be, is this a game of errors that has just led to the scoreline? Because giving penalties away is always individual errors. And is that just a case of it's pre-season?
Yeah, I think you could probably say so. I think the first goal wasn't. The second two certainly were.
Hackford there.
Yeah.
Finding Baldock in the box.
Go on, Boulders. Ollie Norwood on the wing. Ollie Norwood in the middle. Lays it out to Baldock. Back to Norwood. Yeah, we've kind of lost his impetus there.
Yeah, Blades had the chance to get the ball in early, and that is very, very
Slater
poor.
Runs it out. But Baldock there was Bulldog there was one-on-one with the defender, and I just wanted him to. He dropped his shoulder a few times. I thought he was going to get round him, but he didn't. And I think
it was a bit like trying to score the perfect goal, which I've mentioned a few times. Is something that the Blades can be guilty of when really just have a shot, whack a cross in.
Yeah, and I think sometimes, obviously, with our fullbacks being being so far up the pitch quite a lot of the time, they are fullbacks at the end of the day. That's how they learn their trade. They weren't. Neither of them were wingers, were they? Kind of Baldock wasn't. Neither was Stevens. And when you're getting into those positions, at the end of the day, they've always been right backs. So attacking has never really been their forte. So I'd like to see Baldock kind of get better in that area. I think Stevens in that position would have just kind of pushed it to one side and had a shot.
Well, we know Stevens has got quite a thwack on him, but Matty Cash would have been, as a natural midfielder who's been converted into a right wing back, maybe that's why we were looking at a player like that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about when I was talking about that then. I think Baldock is excellent in every other department. Oh, here we go. Basham. Oh, I thought someone was going to be coming in then. That's Slater. Picks it up outside the box, lays it out. Oh, it's not good enough.
Pass. That's a couple of poor passes in a row from Regan Slater. You don't want to see that. I want him to build his confidence up and really stake a claim. We want more players to be challenging, of course. We've got a fairly threadbare, I'd maybe even go as far as this to say we've got the thinnest squad in the Premier League.
Possibly. I'm not sure about the teams coming up, kind of like your West Broms and your Fulhams.
Nick, you've done so well not pluralising teams. Absolute pet hate of mine.
Sorry about that. Is that a big thing? Is that a big no-no? Is it a faux pas?
It's not going to destroy our friendship, but it's not something I like.
I still don't even realise what I've done there, if I'm honest.
Your West Broms.
I don't. What's wrong with that?
Well, there's only one West Brom.
There is, but
if there was two teams called West Brom and they'd both gone up, then that's absolutely acceptable. No, I can't stand it. I always pull people up for that. You know, like same when you talk about a player like your Gerrards, your Lampards. It's like it's Steven Gerrard and it's Frank Lampard. You know?
You do know that I'm going to be saying that all the time now, don't you?
Well, I pray you're not.
Right, so we've had a little bit of a break there. Is that I'm assuming that a player went down because surely we're
Preston
not doing
player.
These. Yeah, he's there.
They've made a few changes as well. So they've got a new lad on, fills a need instantly to start spitting. He's not done any running yet. Fair enough.
Yeah, I always used to get told off about that, about spitting, especially at school. Like you did it, you played football. You very first started playing junior football, and you see the players that you watch spitting and stuff, and then you do it at school, and then they're like, "Why are you spitting?" And you're like,
"Yeah, but you were doing it in maths class. That was the fun."
Right.
My mum, whenever she watched me play football, would have a right go at me after the game, no matter what. If I'd scored a hat trick, it would just be, "You spat in the game. That's disgusting. Stop doing it."
I once did something really, really bad. I was in a pretty bad mood because one of the strikers got one up on me, and I flew at him, absolutely put him to the floor, and then shouted some very naughty words at him afterwards.
And some industrial language.
Yeah, and then I looked up, and right in front of me was my mother, who's never heard me swear in my life.
Was she playing centre half?
Yeah.
What position do you play? I'm trying to guess. I think a defender by the sound of that.
Yeah, central defender. Always been centre back.
Are you a Basham or an Egan?
I would say I'm a Rio Ferdinand.
Oh right, so you can play out from the back.
Yeah, I started as a centre back, then moved into centre mid, and then went back to centre back. So, it took his sweet time there. Ben Osborne thought he was going to play that straight through to Sharp.
Yeah, missed opportunity there for the Blades on 82 minutes if you are just joining us.
Yeah. And again, as we keep saying, Hal's screen has not frozen. We just can't get his face on the screen. So what we've done is a little bit of a workaround and just plonked an image in there of his face.
I think because I went to all the effort of getting the shirts out, that's the least we could do.
Yeah, exactly. It looks better. Like I said earlier, it looks better than a blank screen. Do you know what we should have done? I should have said to you, "Smile now," and then took the screenshot. Really, shouldn't I?
Yeah, it's a bit of an action shot, isn't it? It'd have been better if I was smiling.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of worse action shots.
Thanks.
Where eyes are all over the place. Not necessarily from you, but eyes are all over the place, mouth
Like
all
a
over
chameleon.
the place. Yeah. Look like a gurning chameleon.
Brilliant. Yeah, I've been described as worse. If you're wondering what's happening in the game, it's actually quite a ferocious pace now. Preston look like they need to get an equaliser. This is like a league game.
It is, it really is. And Ben Pearson picking the ball up on the edge.
So, Nick, having seen Ben Pearson close to hand now, would you be happy if he signed for the Blades?
Yeah, I would. I really would. I think he's done a couple of poor things, but yeah, again, it's pre-season, so I've been really impressed with him.
Yeah, the handball, you could argue, was not really intentional, even though I know you're supposed to only give intentional handball. It sort of was where his hand was naturally going to be by the side of his body. Yeah. But it took it away from our attacking player, so he had to give it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, my dad always used to say there's no such thing as an intentional handball because you would never intentionally handle the ball in the penalty area.
Possibly, but I suppose, when the ball's kind of coming into the box and a defender pops their arm out, sometimes you just do it without thinking.
Exactly, but that's not intentional. If you were thinking, you'd go, oh, what on earth am I doing? But you do it instinctively, but that doesn't mean it's intentional.
Possibly. You've confused me here. I feel like your brain has told you to stop that ball, so that makes me think it is intentional.
I think
I can see what you're saying.
Intent means you've stopped and you've thought and you've gone, as this ball comes in, I'm going to punch it with my fist and get it clear. And you're obviously not going to think that. It's just as it comes in, you lose the ability to think and you just suddenly do something that seems impulsive, but it's not intentional.
I think unless you're Luis Suarez, I don't think you ever mean to handle the ball. Or John Egan, shall we say?
Oh, Phil Jagielka.
Oh God, yeah. Let's not talk about that one.
No, why on earth did I do that? Oh, crikey, now I'm just sad. And we shouldn't be, because this has been an encouraging performance. We're at home. The impetus is always on the home team to take the game to the opposition. At the moment, it's all Preston possession, but they're not doing anything with it.
No, they're not. Again, like you say, though, ferocious game. Lots of tasty tackles, shall we say. And they're chasing us down, chasing every player down. Jagielka, they're getting chased down. They're all over the place. It's nice to see. It's like another Sheffield United.
Yes.
I'm enjoying watching Preston, if I'm honest.
Yeah, me too. I think that they have got players that probably don't get the credit for being as good as they are. So, as I mentioned, the technical ability of the Preston lads is clear for all to see.
Yeah, I think Scott Sinclair is a great signing as well.
Yeah, he is. Gallagher's a player we've had on loan and a player I like. And I like Johnson. He's obviously as good as any of them that they've got. Barkhausen, if he could finish when in those positions, or at least have a shot, could be a Premier League player.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Johnson is another one that
That's
you
our
think...
ball.
You reckon?
Yeah.
He's giving it. Johnson's another one that could be playing Premier League football. He holds on to that ball great. My dad always used to say he's one of them players that puts the ball under his jumper, like a Duffy type of player that doesn't give the ball away easy. And I love those types of players. And he's definitely one of those. He picks the ball up and you can't get it off him.
Yeah, there's been a few down the years that we've had like that. I always thought Stuart McCall never gave the ball away easy.
Yeah, we've had a few players like that. Kevin McDonald, Paul Coops, just a lot of players that, he's a different type of player though. We're talking there about kind of defensive midfielders that are just good on the ball, don't take chances. He's complete opposite, really.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I think Paul Devlin was one of those as well because he was an attacking, creative mind that just didn't seem to give the ball away, and when he did, he won it back.
Whoa! Ball put into the box. It looks like they were going to head it in the back of the net. It went over Barkenhausen, whatever you call it.
Yeah, Stockley was the last man to have the chance there. And
was that Baldock?
I was going to say it might have been Baldock who actually got the final touch, but if it was, he got very lucky. It was Baldock. And a corner. That was Stockley was about to put that in the back of the net, and Baldock somehow had the presence of mind to clear that. Here's Gallagher with the corner.
Great ball. Unlucky. Like you were saying, I really like Gallagher as well. He's a very, very good player. Dead ball situations and just technically great.
Completely. Billy Sharp doing what he does best, holding up the ball, the little tank, the ant of a man. So good at that. And Keane Bryan, again, coming away with the ball, finding young, exciting 16-year-old striker Hackford, who was muscled out of it by a wily Ben Pearson there, who's been around the block and knows what he's doing.
Yeah. He looked a little... They don't care, do they, these blades? They do not care. They get stuck in no matter whether it's the first minute of a pre-season game or 87th minute.
If you didn't see that, Keane Bryan, perfectly timed, perfectly fair, but perfectly hard challenge to win the ball back for the Blades. I love seeing that.
Yeah, me too.
Who is this Keane Bryan? This is a different Keane Bryan to the one I've seen play before.
I know, and it's a bit odd that this is pre-season. Like, it looks like he's been playing all season in that role.
Yeah, and he hasn't. I mean, the only time I'd ever seen him before, he was playing left side of centre-back, and you think someone who's probably, 5'9", that's probably not the best place to play someone of that height. It's a good height. I'm the same height. It's a perfectly acceptable height for a man. But, I think wing-back suits him.
Yeah, so do I. He doesn't look the quickest, but he doesn't need to be.
It's hard to tell, I think, because he hasn't had a chance to just run straight at a dead ball or chase anything. He's been positionally very sound, so the ball's come to him.
Yeah. But no, he's been great on the ball. Him and, like we said earlier, Ben Osborne, they just look like they've been playing together for years.
Yeah, positional sense, though, it's good. You see him right here now, up against the winger, and he's not giving him an inch.
Yeah, oh, here we go. Great save from Fotheringham. I would have been really disappointed if he'd have let that in, but decent save with his feet from the angle.
I'll be disappointed if we concede full stop now, because apart from a penalty, you can say pre-season we haven't conceded a goal from open play, and that'll ring quite nicely in the ears as we build up to the Wolves game.
Yeah, I think probably Preston have been closest in open play to score against us.
They've been by far the best team we've seen. Interesting to see how deep Gallagher, their attacking midfielder, plays, isn't it? He wants the ball. Wherever Preston are, he just wants the ball.
Yeah, and I feel like he's been around that long that he should be about 45.
I think he is. He's like their David Mcgoldrick.
Yeah, that's true. 159 people in the stream. We've only got 42 likes, guys. Have we? 46 likes, guys. If we can get more, that'd be excellent. We've had over 100 in the last two, so it'd be great if we could get another 100.
Gallagher's 36.
36. Wow. Yeah, he's done well there, Fotheringham, actually. Just showing the replay again. Just went into his right-hand side, so he's blocked it with his foot. But,
yeah,
oh dear, we've just conceded. 90th minute. Gallagher puts a lovely ball into the box, and there's nobody there to head the ball away. Just nobody. I feel like if John Egan was there or Jack O'Connell was there, it's Fotheringham's fault. He's come out to pick the ball up, and everybody's left it for him, I think.
It looked like he was fouled, to be honest. But Bowden, I think, was just all over him. Stockley's the man who's headed it in. And literally, again, because it's a pre-season friendly, the ref's blown a full-time whistle bang on 90.
Well, that's really disappointing.
And it's blotted Wes Fotheringham's copybook because he hadn't really had anything that had been against him today. He'd done all right, certainly better than we'd seen in previous games, and that's a shame.
Yeah, that is a shame, but I felt like he should have been more powerful there, coming out, coming through the players and grabbing it. But yeah, he might have been fouled. We may have... Well, one of the defenders probably should have took charge and tried heading that away, but just a little bit poor.
I'll tell you what, Nick, if that had been a league game, I would be fuming right now.
I'd like to see it back because, I don't know, he seemed a bit kind of tentative, but maybe he did get blocked off, maybe he got shoved about. But I'll tell you what, Stockley's absolutely... loving this. They're absolutely buzzing that they've got a draw against us in pre-season. So that obviously shows that we're a huge club.
Can I give a shout to Chris Askin, who said that when I asked you if you're a Basham or an Egan, I should have asked if you're a Bashams or an Egans.
Very nice, very nice. So yeah, someone's just asking who scored. So Lundstrom grabbed the first goal in the first half. The second half, they had a penalty where Jack Robinson brought down. I can't remember who it was now. It wasn't Ben Pearson, was it?
No, I think his default is just say Pearson, but it might have been Barkhausen.
Yeah. Johnson put the ball away, sent Fotheringham the wrong way. Then we got a penalty for Ben Pearson handling the ball. That was actually Ben Pearson. And then Billy Sharp again sent the keeper the wrong way, like their penalty. And obviously you've just seen what happened. You didn't see it, did you? The ball came into the box. Fotheringham didn't look like he was that confident coming for it. He may have got blocked off. We've not really seen much of an instant replay. But yeah, Stockley came in, won the ball quite convincingly and headed it in the back of the net.
Yeah, when you look at it, I mean, I counted that Preston actually had more shots than we did. And I think second half, they really took control of possession as well. So whilst I felt like we had large portions of the game where we were the better side, overall, it could be argued that a draw was a fair result.
I think you're possibly right. I think just the fact that we were ahead for large parts of the game, I just felt like we should have won. But you're probably right. See, they're just showing the one where Johnson hit not Johnson. It was Sinclair hit the post, and then the lad ran in with an open net and put it wide. So they had their chances, didn't they? More than enough chances.
But we said before the game, Nick, we wanted a challenge, and I was a little disappointed when I saw the fixtures for the pre-season that we weren't going to play a side that was really going to test us and would be of a similar standard to what we're going to face in the Premier League. And Preston, they were up for this.
Yeah, I've enjoyed the game, and like I was saying earlier about Lundstrom, if you watch the goal here where he scores, he does back off, and he's like getting himself into the right position to side foot it in the bottom corner. So he's constantly waiting for it and backing off, and then it comes to him and he just rolls it in the corner. Excellent, and it looked like he put some whip on it as well. I'm not sure how he'd done that, but yeah, great finish. I feel like when Lys Mousset came off and Hackford came on, I don't want to give too much grief to the young lad because it's obviously his first game, but it did seem like he struggled to hold the ball up a little bit. So I think that might be one of the reasons why we weren't keeping the ball in kind of their areas. But they're showing Lys Mousset's miss again. That's a big one, a one-on-one, putting it wide, massive one that could have finished the game off at 2-0.
Big into analytics, but the XG on that will be very high. You'd expect him to score that 9 times out of 10, and to not even hit the target was really poor.
Yeah, really poor. You can just see he's got no confidence or really low confidence. And you alluded to earlier in the stream as well that when he did take on that one-on-one, it was kind of similar to the Chelsea. Was it Chelsea or was it? Yes, it was Chelsea, wasn't it? It wasn't Spurs. When he went through one-on-one and then dinked the keeper and put it wide.
So, Nick, how do you think Preston are going to get on next season after that?
You can't always tell in pre-season, can you? But they've been excellent today. And if they can play in a counter-attacking style, I feel like Preston can do really well this season because that's what they were doing today. Actually, maybe not just counter-attacking, because Derby counter-attacked against us. Preston, I thought, were brilliant, great on the ball. I think maybe defensively they're not quite as good, but I feel like they can do well next season.
I think you've been very fair, and I think if they get a goal scorer, Preston could absolutely push for promotion, and I'd love to see them in the Premier League for the first time in their history.
Yeah, definitely. I've nothing against Preston at all. Feel like there are some teams that you're just like, oh, I'm not a fan of them. But yeah, Preston, I've got no bad words to say about them. Yeah,
I'd probably go along with that. There's teams we all hate, but Preston aren't one of them. There's certainly are teams that hate Preston, but we're not from Lancashire, so we've got no axe to grind.
No, I'll tell you what I did like there. They were showing that Ben Osborne shot again where he hit it against the bar or the angle or whatever it was, and it landed straight back to one of their defenders on his head. And he headed it straight back to the keeper. I enjoyed that because he didn't have to move. It just came straight at his head. And he was like, There you go, goalkeeper. Have it back.
I often think the difference between the standard of a professional footballer and someone who's just good at football is that ability to think quickly. And for that defender just to go, right, I'm going to head this back to the keeper. No thought needed. I know what I'm doing. That's great. It's football intelligence.
It is, because he could have... Oh, there we go. They're showing the goal again. It's difficult because... I don't know. Fotheringham's kind of looking like someone's done something wrong, but he's not really appealing for it, I suppose.
Do you not think 39 Bowden was a bit heavy in on him?
I think I just missed it because I just clicked onto the stream whilst that was happening. I didn't see kind of like them bundling into him. What did you see, Hal?
Well, I thought it looked like Bowden was encroaching and blocking Fotheringham from actually coming out and taking that ball. It's one of those where you see them given. I actually personally think goalkeepers are massively overprotected, so I don't have a huge problem with the goal. But if I was looking at it with red and white tinted glasses, I'd say he was being blocked. Yeah,
possibly. And like I say, if it was in a league game, obviously VAR would have looked at it and stuff. And like you say, goalkeepers definitely get protected, so it possibly would have been a foul. But it doesn't matter, really. There's not a lot of difference between 2-1 and 2-2. Like, it's the last game of pre-season. Preston, I think, more than deserved that point, as we said earlier. So I'm fine with that. I'm fine with sharing the spoils with Preston today.
You're giving them a point, are you? A pre-season point?
I'll give them a pre-season point. No problem at all.
Excellent. Well done, Preston. They deserve that. And the only thing I would say is if you are Wes Fotheringham, you're probably going to look back on that game and go, I didn't do myself any favours today. If he is genuinely thinking of challenging Rammers for a first-team spot.
Yeah, obviously he's not played too many league games for Rangers last season. If any, I'm not sure if he has or if he just played kind of like some cup games. So he's obviously not going to be kind of in tip-top form, but he's definitely looked a little bit suspect in the first two games that he's played. Obviously, the last one he handled it outside the area, a couple of hairy moments, and then today, if it wasn't for that goal at the end, I think we'd have probably said he'd had a decent game.
We would, absolutely, yeah. I would just like to say thanks to Daniel for wishing good luck for the Blades for this coming season. That's very kind, and let's hope that we can have another incredible season like the one we enjoyed last season. Yeah,
definitely. Strong at the back, strong in the midfield, but just lacking up front. Like Hal said earlier, if you got yourselves a really good striker or even a striker that can just kind of... Because I felt like he kept drifting out wide a little bit. Because you've got some really, really good players in and around that striker. So
get yourself a David Healy, a David Nugent. These lads are still available. I'm joking, of course. Jordan Hugel was the last one who was really putting the ball in the back of the net on a regular basis, but I think he's gone to Norwich. Is that right?
Yeah, he has, yeah. Ryan Stevenson said, what do you think about Ryan Bruce? It's Ryan Brewster, isn't it? I think that's probably auto-corrected it. Ryan Brewster, I absolutely think he's one for the future, obviously. I don't think Liverpool would ever let him go. Maybe give him a few seasons on loan or something. But, I don't know whether Liverpool are going to keep him because they've not got the biggest of squads, Liverpool. Or whether they're going to give him a full season playing for a different Premier League club, which would be nice to get him in our ranks.
Yeah, Ryan Joel Brewster, 20 years old. He is, without a doubt, the most exciting young English striker that we have been linked with for a great many years. I have nothing but praise for this lad. He's got so much natural ability. He is a natural finisher. He hits the ball early, great movement, strong. We saw it with Swansea. He scores a goal every other game. I would absolutely love us to get him, even if it was just on loan. He would be an exceptional striker. Spencer mentions it's not about strikers. Moose was getting no service. I think that's true. Moose didn't really get any service. And when Ollie McBurney got service, like against Brighton away, and he needed one chance, smash. Moose, you're right. He can actually create things for himself as well, as we saw against West Ham and Man United. Service helps any striker. And Moose with it, I think, 9 times out of 10 you'd hope he'd score. However, we've seen today he missed a really good chance, and against Chelsea he missed a really good chance. And you're only as good as your last few games.
Yeah, you are. But again, it's nice to see the midfielders chipping in there, because obviously Lundstrom scored today. Who's in? Osborne scored in the last game. Osborne's hit the bar today. They're getting in and around the box, and they're getting some good chances. So if we can keep doing that like we did last season, obviously Fleck chipped in, Lundstrom chipped in. They both pretty much scored as many as any striker did. So yeah, it's nice to see them picking up from where they left off last season. Fleck scored obviously against Hearts as well. So yeah, they're definitely chipping in there.
Nice that Spencer agrees, because I feel like most of the things I've said today have not been agreed with.
I think it was just the ferociousness of when you were talking about Sheffield Wednesday.
Who'd have thought it on a Sheffield United watch along that being anti-Sheffield Wednesday would cause a problem?
I think we'll be all right about that. I think no one's going to lose any sleep over what you said.
Thanks, Nick. Yeah. We'll do, I think, a match reaction, won't we, soon?
Yeah, we will do. I'm not sure how we're going to do it exactly. But,
yeah, good luck. I mean, it might be without me, but basically, put it this way. Subscribe to Ingood Nick, and as regular, he will have a match reaction post-game.
Yeah, exactly. Even if we don't do the watch-along lives when the game comes along, the Premier League season comes along, we'll definitely be doing the match reactions. So
yeah. And John Edlington, I never said I wanted the Blades to merge with Wednesday. I wanted them to be relegated many times over. That's completely different.
You did want to take all the Wednesday fans, though, didn't you?
Okay, maybe that one, as I'm thinking about it more. Not every Wednesday fan. The intelligent, the articulate, the ones who are kind of on the fence, the young ones who are being brought up against their own will in a family of pigs who don't know any better. They don't even have like a great uncle who supports the Blades, or just a nice uncle, never mind how old he is, that could just let them see the light. Those are the kind of oinkers I'm on about.
Yeah. The only one thing I would say in relation to that is that what I love, because one of my best mates is a Wednesday fan, and what I love more than anything is when England play and everyone comes together and supports the same club. Love it. Absolutely love it. Same country, should I say. Yeah, but other than that, I do love the banter with Wednesday. But yeah, I do agree with you when you talk about kind of like that anticipation that you can't sleep.
Hate it.
It's just horrendous. But and not just that, I was talking to one of my mates years and years ago about this. I remember when Wednesday were poor and we were pushing to get into the Premier League. They were just struggling to stay in the Championship. And it was kind of like the Chris Brunt era, where Wednesday had one player that was Chris Brunt. And every time he got the ball anywhere in our kind of half, you think they're going to score, because it's just in you that it's just so nerve-wracking. You know, like it's when you watch your team on TV and then somebody who's not supporting your club watches it. You see it in completely contrasting kind of ways, don't you?
Mm. Yeah, so like, but I make no apologies for being so kind of into my club that it kind of actually hurts. The nerves are so terrible. There's nothing that I would ever change about that, because what I think I've done as I've got older is I've managed to make the defeats slightly less painful. I've got better at dealing with them, but I still celebrate the wins like I did when I was 6.
Yeah, completely agree. So yeah, I think we're going to leave it there about now. Yeah, Ben Shaw's just saying watching England's as dull as dishwater. No, he's put as dull as watching Wednesday. Sorry, I don't know why I read that. Probably me thinking it is as dull as dishwater.
Yeah, that's great.
No, it was just. I'm just thinking of the summer of 2018. It wasn't it?
Yes.
When everybody had high hopes for a very average England side, but we enjoyed scoring. We enjoyed seeing them score goals. We enjoyed winning games, and it was really, really nice weather, and the beer was flowing.
Yeah, the Russia World Cup, controversial. Hal again was the best World Cup ever.
Do you think?
Yep.
For what reason?
There wasn't a dull game. Every game had something. I enjoyed every single one of them. And in past World Cups, like Italia 90, time has made people think that was a fabulous World Cup. But if you watch it again, some of the games were actually snore fests and not as many goals either. So, yeah, loved it.
Yeah, good stuff. Right, so there we go. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Obviously, it finished 2-2. Goals from Lundstrom, then a penalty from Johnson, then a penalty from Sharp, and then Stockley, was it?
Yeah.
Last kick of the game, pretty much, because the referee blew the whistle as soon as we saw the instant replay. So didn't even give us a chance to try and score another goal. But it's one of them things, doesn't really matter, does it? It's the end of pre-season. We've not lost any games, which is great. But it would have been nice to win them all. But like you said, it's finally good to play a team that kind of give us a bit of a run for our money.
A team that challenged us, and they certainly did. In total, they had 4 shots off target, 5 on. We managed, again, 4 off target, but only 3 on, and we can definitely blame Lys Mousset for that not being higher.
Yeah, absolutely. We had, what you could say is they had some really good chances to win the game. We had some really good chances to win the game. So I think a draw is probably the best result.
Agreed.
So, yeah, thanks again, Hal, for joining us for, how long has it been now? I'm just on there. It's been... Oh, no, I've lost it. I did have it.
Well,
2 hours and 5 minutes.
My bladder says it feels like 3 hours.
So, thanks, Ben. Appreciate that, mate. Yeah, if everybody could like the stream before they go, we've still got... How many have we got? 106. I love the fact that we say we're just about to leave and nobody leaves. It's great. Love it.
It's because they know that I'm in agony because I drank a coffee just before we started recording.
Right, yeah. To be fair, I've drank a full bottle of water as well, but I think I just about could see it through. But we will let you relieve yourself, Hal.
Thank you. I'm older than you with a prostate the size of a melon.
So anyway, on that note, we will say goodbye. So thanks again, Hal, for being here.
Thanks.
And yeah, we'll see you soon. Stay in good, Nick, guys. Wait, let me end the stream. There you go. Thanks.